if I was watching this video, I would like it. I would like the video, and I would probably subscribe because this is so thoroughly entertaining and also well executed. It's a
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I can hear a little bit of an echo. Let's see if I can figure that out. Muting? I don't know. We'll give it a try, see what happens. I don't think it's too bad. But anyway, you see that my face is hidden because I have an extra special surprise today. If you have been here a couple of years ago, you know that once upon a time, I had somebody in the studio. Well, today we do have our guest in the studio, the wonderful Krista Nova.
Yay! Hi, everybody. I'm here with Dreaming Tabitha, and it's awesome. We're going to be painting today, but it's going to be different because we're going to finger paint. I know I'm holding a paintbrush, but this is irrelevant. We're using this today.
Oh, only one or all? Can we use all 10?
We could use all 10. No, you could only use all 9. Sorry.
All 9?
We're using what God gave us.
So only one thumb. We're not allowed to use 2 thumbs.
Yeah.
So we're doing it a little different today. A lot of times when I have my guests on, I'm teaching them how to paint. Today, Krista is teaching me how to finger paint. You think that it wouldn't be that difficult? It can be.
Yes.
It can be. Now, I don't know what makes Krista an expert on finger painting, but she has recently become quite the creative herself. And so, of course, in the description box down below, I have her link to her Instagram, Crafty Darling.
Yes,
Crafty Darling. Check out her really cool stuff, really cute stuff. Well, let me show you what it is today that we're apparently going to attempt to do.
The castle. So I actually did this, when I was a teenager. I ended up doing a finger painting of this exact castle right here. Not exactly to the T, but, it turned out amazing. I think I once posted about it when I first joined the internet. So it was probably
like at the club or something.
I don't know where that picture is. I wish I could find it. But we're going to attempt to do it again, and I'm going to be teaching Tabitha. Now, there are no rules in finger painting, so there's that. But I do want to say that Tabitha has new stickers coming, and I actually was the first one to get it, and I'm excited because Dreaming Tabitha draws chibis as of recently, and she drew, look at this, Death Note characters. You got Ryuk, you got Misa, look at that, you got L. That's awesome, really, and Light. It's just great. So I'm gonna put this on my iPad. It's amazing. You have other stickers too. Look at this. You got Darth Maul. Yeah, I know. She just said that I'm like new to Chibi. She obviously hasn't been around for very long. I've been doing this for like 3 years. So I was like, as of recent. Sorry. Well, where can they find these, Tabitha?
They can find them on Etsy in the description box down below, as always. All right.
Yeah. Want to get a sticker? Go to the Etsy shop.
Go to the Etsy shop. Hello over there on Twitch. We are live on Kick and over on Twitch.
Dual streaming,
by the way. Yeah, Krista's the one that introduced me to Death Note because everybody's like, "Oh, anime, it's so great." I'm like, "Why? It's all the same." And then it was like, "Oh, it's not."
No,
it's not.
She liked it.
I really, which is why I made it. So, all right. So we're gonna bring up to the platform. Well, we don't really need our reference here. So this is my station. That's Krista's station.
And the wet wipes are here.
And we've got lots of wet
we're going to be using our fingers. So you want to make sure that when you're cleaning it, you got to, wipe off
everything.
Because we're not using paintbrushes where you could just dip it in the water and, swoosh the paint away. No, we're going to, by the way, let us know if the sound is okay. Let us know if there's an echo or anything.
We got a little bit of technical issues that were worked out this morning and then decided not to.
Yeah. I see Keenan in the chat. Can Man. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Yes. But yes, we're going to start off. Okay, so I'm teaching you.
Yeah.
So we have our basic color palette here, and we did show you guys the picture. We're going to start off with the sky. So we need a dark blue, a light blue, we need purple and pink. And we're going to leave some white on the side as well because this is good to have.
All right. There's not a lot of pink in our picture, so I'm just going to swoosh some pink.
Yeah, you do the mixing because I feel like you're better at that than me.
So you're just showing me. I have to do all the rest of the work.
Yeah,
I
you
see
gotta
how
do.
it is. I see
Listen,
how
I'm
it
the
is.
teacher. Okay,
All
like
right.
I say what goes here.
I'm
You
gonna
have to
cheat. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and use my brush to mix.
That's fine. That's okay. As long as you're not using it on.
Now we're probably not gonna be getting like this really bright pink because I don't have neon colors. So hang on, that's just a really.
We can make it work. As long as it's pink. That's all that really matters. We got 20 people here. Smash that like button, please. That's awesome that you guys are here. How's everyone's weekend going thus far? I know that there are some people in Dallas.
I am the reason. I'm the reason that Krista didn't go to Dallas.
How dare you? I have to stay here and do this stream with her.
Yeah.
I was that committed. Hello, Dom H. Good to see you.
Dom H in the chat
says, hey, Tabitha and Krista. Hello. Where's Simpy at? Is Simpy here? You know who Simpy is, right?
No.
MCU fan Simpy.
Oh.
That Simpy.
Yeah. No, everybody knows. Come on. Everybody knows. All right. So we've got pinkish, which we can adjust as we go. Like you can make it more pink, and we can make it purplish pink as well. I guess we have a foundation of it.
Okay.
Pink. And then we need, what was it? Purple?
Purple, yeah. What up, Darian Murphy? Look at that. Stephen Brown says, I'm drinking coffee with my puppy Nova. Oh, cute.
Aww.
That is cute. So the sound is fine. Everything's good.
Everything working out.
So Cameron does say sounds good. Okay.
Okay, good. Because it's really weird hearing myself twice.
I know, I hear it, but I was like, I hope that they don't hear it.
Exactly. It's all about you guys. Yeah.
I don't think she knows that's my brother. Yeah, so Simpy is Dom 8's brother.
I did know that, in fact.
Oh, she did know.
I did. I keep up on the internet.
She knows.
Sometimes when I'm not working. All right, it's more like a lavender.
Woo.
Let's see if we can do.
Yeah, that's
sounds
great.
Better.
We're thinking we're thinking
great.
of, well, when it appears on paper, it might be. So here's the thing. So we're going old school Disney magic. Okay, we need to get some bright colors in there. Bring out the magic. Okay, let's not do that dull color.
What, you want to do this?
We don't want to do the dull colors of the current Disney today.
Mixing colors isn't. Wow. Mixing colors is an art and a science in and of itself. The other thing is too that it will change a little bit when the colors come together. They don't look quite so fancy here.
Greg says hi, Chris. Wait, H Krista. Oh, I think you meant to say hi, Krista, but hello, Greg. Good to see you.
Because I'm stressed out right now. Like trying to make colors that make Krista happy is very stressful.
Anything that's bright is I'm fine with.
Well,
right? Just like boom,
I didn't
like
know
that.
She wanted neon colors.
Yeah.
Gosh, okay. I know they look kind of grayish, but you'd be surprised. But hang on, let's see. All right, like now I feel like I gotta go to tank. Here we go. And then I'm gonna get
the blue is easy to do.
Oh well, blue is already blue.
Yeah, blue, like the lighter blue, that's always easy to do. But yeah, we're gonna make this sky look amazing.
Because I don't have any actual purple. I have to make it.
That's okay. Start from scratch.
Yeah. All right.
Someone has to bring the magic back to Disney. Leave it to you ladies to do it. Exactly.
That's what we're here for.
That's exactly what we're here for. Yep. Okay. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Dreaming Tabitha. She's so close to 2K subs here. That's exciting. Really
I think
exciting.
that I have messed up. Stressed
What?
out.
Okay,
It's yogurt. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I thought you were doing light blue.
I was trying to make purple. No, I know how to make light blue, white, and blue.
I thought that's what. Okay, so I get it now.
Yeah. Okay, but I remember that there is like you kind of have to blend first. It's almost like baking. You have to have like an under something, and then you add another something, and it's like and so it's always stressful as an art teacher learning from somebody else because
No, you're good.
Nobody ever thinks this is also not true blue. I will say I probably I didn't really want to use my true. I don't.
Well, let's see what we got over here.
Yeah, those would work better.
Tim's Talk is here. Hello.
Tim!
And we have Psychotic Mongoose. What up? Good to see you.
Yeah, sorry I'm not highlighting the chat. I'm working.
I'll read the chat.
Yeah, I'm working.
Greg says, hi, Tabitha. I'm new to your YouTube channel.
Oh, hello. Well, welcome. Got lots of stuff. I do tutorials, art challenges, and every last Friday of the month, we have art parties where I have other artists come on. And last time, let's see, we've done Indiana Jones. We're doing franchises, and we did Ancient Egyptian Gods last time, which turned out pretty amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to check it out. All right. So it's not quite the purple. I think I need true blue.
Because, like this one, maybe, because this is very bright.
But this is heavy body paint, and so it'll be this is what we need.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a very beautiful color.
Here we
But
go.
yes, Tabitha
Disney
is,
Blue.
yeah, there we go. Tabitha's not yet monetized. She's so close to getting there. She just needs some watch hours, right? That's right.
Yeah.
So if you guys still want to support her, there's the pinned post to her Stream Labs over there. So if you guys are wondering why you can't send super chats, that's the reason.
The Weason.
David
Oh, this
Johnson's
is
here.
a nice
too.
blue. We're getting there.
That's pretty. We need to lighten it up just a little bit more, but the
I-
only color that I would like dark for this photo that we're going to be painting is the blue.
The only thing, like, so what I like to do is start with base colors. That's how I work. A lot of times when it comes to art, they tell you to start with the dark colors and then work really lighter. I personally like to have a base color, and then you can go in either direction. We can make this darker or we can make it brighter.
Okay.
That's how I function. But this already has a really beautiful, rich purple undertone. And so that if we wanted to make it lighter or darker, we could.
Okay.
So my arm is tired. Take over.
Really? You want me to do it?
What do we do now?
Okay. Do you want me to like mix this palette?
Yeah, because you're bossy. They don't tell you that on Tuesday night main event, but Chris is the one that pulls the strings, is what I heard, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to see if I can lighten this purple, if that's okay.
Oh, I'm nervous. Norse gods, definitely for the next time. David Johnson, that is an excellent idea. I usually don't tell people what it is that we're doing beforehand. So what it is on Fridays at the end of the month, we get an art prompt literally that night while the chat is watching. And nobody knows what the franchises is until that day. And we don't know what the occupation or the personality is going to be. But I've been getting a lot of ideas from the chat lately, so we might be incorporating it. I'm thinking about this month maybe doing Toy Story.
Ooh, that's fun.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. She is the one really running the show. Bossy Krista is the Italian.
I love how you did it too. Yeah.
Okay.
You know when you know. Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Is that Dan Vask in the chat? Do a Dan Vask Renaissance portrait.
He's been requesting that for so long.
Would love to do that. I have some ideas in my mind. But Dan, I do believe that there was a message you were supposed to respond to on Twitter.
Oh, calling him out. You want to know something? Okay, wait. No, I'm going to set up the stream right now with you and Dan. This is what I think should happen. Dan, you probably have some sort of weapon in your house, like some sword that you always cut your, banana. Your banana trees with. I know you do. I need you to get a robe, like a really nice robe. Bring that weapon with you and go on the stream and just pose like this. And Tabitha will paint you. That's what will happen, like a Renaissance painting. That's what will happen. That would be really She'll paint you on a horse with your weapon like this, just like going in for battle.
I mean, I have done an oil painting of Nerdrotic as the king of the YouTubers, so I can totally do that. I'd love to do a Dan Vask portrait. I need Dan Vask to come on and paint with me.
There you go.
I do believe.
That would be funny, though, if you did that.
What did you do? You brightened it.
Yeah, I want bright.
We were supposed to have the base.
No. The base is dark blue.
But you have like a base of each color.
What do you mean?
A dark purple, and then you lighten it or darken it.
Nah, we're not going to do that. No, I'm the teacher here. I'm showing you what we're doing.
I'm dying inside.
No, you'll see.
I got it to the perfect color.
No. I'll show you what's going to happen. So I need to mix some more. Can I take another brush or can I just wipe it with this?
Yeah. You know, it's ruined. It's ruined.
It's not. Just trust the process.
Trust the process.
That's what I say to myself every time I put on my makeup every morning. Just trust the process.
That's what I tell my students all the time, but it's hard when you to practice what you preach.
Hang on now. All right.
You guys see what she's done? She ruined my purple.
I didn't ruin it. It's gonna trust the process, y'all.
Ruined my purple.
Ruined it. I made it a little lighter because we're going for those Disney colors.
That was Disney purple.
No.
There's a
too dark. That's villain. We're doing castle.
Still a Disney character.
Hang on.
Do we need pencils? Are we drawing? Or we just okay.
We're starting with the sky. So
okay.
Where's that? This is just like a blue, right?
Yeah, it's just blue.
Okay.
I can't remember what the name is.
Okay, hang on a minute. Hang on.
By the way, thank you to the subscriber that sent me the heavy body paint that we are ruining by diluting it with water and a regular acrylic.
What kind of paint did you use? All of them.
All of them. A2, you're right. Tabitha has anxiety. Krista's a great teacher.
It's okay.
I'll be the judge of that today. I'll be a judge.
You brought me on.
I brought you on for a reason.
Don't worry, we're gonna do this.
I'm nervous.
Don't worry, we're fine. Look, we even have this dark one if you want to blend. Hang on. Okay, we got our nice blue. And now let's put this on the side. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're finally going to dig in right now.
Okay.
Let me add a little bit more because you might need some.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have decided to break the chain of command and do mine vertically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm doing vertical.
Okay.
She's doing horizontal.
I'm gonna do horizontal because that's the way that I am gonna do it with the water and then the land and all that. Okay. So are you ready?
Yeah.
There's no rules in finger painting, so let's just go right in. But first,
You
Dan.
did, Dan. I did get that. Did we? We never set up a date though.
Mm.
Never set up a date.
All right, take your finger and dip it in the dark blue, like so.
Okay.
Yay. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start off by focusing this dark blue on the top, but don't go too down, just at the top of your canvas, okay? Your paper canvas. We're just gonna blend that all in.
We can't blend it in. There's
your
nothing,
finger has these natural oils. You just gotta keep going back into that paint.
there's nothing to blend it with.
Okay. No, just your oils with the finger. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right, all
Just-
natural.
Yeah. Just,
Oh, it's kind of giving Bob Ross cloud vibe.
yeah. See, that's why I said you don't need to, add all these special colors. You just gotta work with what you got, and just focus on the top part right now, as I'm doing and as you're doing. See, good job.
Okay,
Really nice.
thank you. I've painted before.
So if you guys are wondering what this line is here, it's because we're doing, how do you explain this? It's like when you're done, you kind of peel it off and there's like a border.
Creating a frame.
Yeah, it's
or
like a
border.
frame. Mm-hmm. We're professionals here.
Apparently, some of us think they are.
Keenan says, blend that all in. We're doing it.
Okay,
doing it.
Now I'm creating watercolor. Maria, you watching and you're proud of me?
Yeah, Dan says oily fingers.
Oh.
Dan knows because he has oily fingers.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, his hands are pretty sweaty.
I'm gonna dilute this with a little water so it carries a little more. Yeah, I know my stuff. I know.
Yeah, we're just making that top of the paper just really dark.
But Dan, I do hope you're doing well. I would love to have you on the channel. Just saying. Just saying.
Let's go, Dan. Get that Renaissance painting of you.
That would be really cool too. I don't know that I could do that on stream. Like that would be a lot of stress to paint
That'd be funny.
somebody like that because you can't really see all the details and all that's lost in translation. But I tell you what, I would actually love. I could see it in my mind. I would love to do. I've actually thought about that. Okay, so I've been thinking about that because I've done several. Who's laughing? I just shake my hands over my salad.
Yeah. Ew, he gets all the crusties.
Some people just squeeze their hair out. It just, yeah. Okay, how far down am I going with this? Like,
ooh, okay, you're going way too far. Like, see what I'm doing here?
Well, you have to work into the blend.
Yeah.
So what's the next step?
So hang on, because I'm still trying to work on mine. So the next step is going to be the light blue. Okay, but hang on, let me just finish mine here. I'll work as fast as I can. I'm sorry. I was concentrating. Hang on.
I'm not.
She's brushing me.
But it happens. I'll calm down. What is it? Hey, Nomi over there on Kick. Why can't I gift subs? I don't know. Sounds like a you problem.
No, actually, I was having that problem too. I was trying to gift you some subs on Kick, and I think it's a Kick problem.
Oh, well, I understand because some people have already done that before. So some are chosen, some are not. Your money's no good here.
It's one of those things where it's like iPhone user versus Android because YouTube has that same problem when you want to join a when like you want to join someone's subscription on YouTube or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we have our basic blur, yeah, we're gonna take a wipe. Oh, you're already starting.
Oh, I thought we were going to.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. Yeah.
Are we not blending our blues?
Yeah, take the blue and start blending. Okay. Start blending it.
I get the feeling, guys, she doesn't really know what she's talking about.
I do. Look at this blue mixing in with that lighter blue.
She destroyed my purple. Like
no, it's gonna work. I'm telling you.
I'm bitter.
Just trust the
I'm a
process.
little hurt.
No. You'll see. We don't need dark purple. We just need light purple.
Well, you're squelching my creative liberty.
It's okay. It'll work. It'll work. We'll see.
Hey, Tommy Doyle, my first time here.
Hello. Welcome.
A channel where CAAN is not a mod.
Oh, that's true. CAAN is a mod everywhere.
I don't know that I have too many of them. All right. So what are we? I'm gonna go in with dual finger blend here.
So I know that this dries really fast. So if you
Yeah.
have the right idea, you could just dip your finger in the water and just like blend it all together like you've been doing. Look at this. Wow.
I feel like this is a very stormy night in Disney.
Yeah. Trust the process. That's the best time to go because they leave the park, you know.
That's true.
And then you get up to go on all the
I've
rides.
been at Disney at night. I think I can appreciate like the lights are really pretty.
Mhm.
All right. Am I allowed to add some white to this? Can I?
You want, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We're just painting a sky right now.
Of course. And if you guys saw my stream with RevKev, the rule is there is no wrong way to paint the sky.
Yeah.
Absolutely no wrong way.
No wrong way.
Kick thinks I'm a kid. Can't watch mature content. It's a glitchy apparent. Yeah, they need to step up a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, whenever you do your art show, I can never gift subs to you on Kick. Oh no. It's probably because I'm streaming through StreamYard and it limits. That sucks.
That could be it.
So I'd have to, that's the whole point of dual streaming is so you don't have to do individual streaming to each platform. That's
Brimestone's here. Hello, Brimestone and Rabbit.
Grotto Rabbit. I want a picture of Kika mocking the hallway demon.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. Like that just sounds strange.
So it's from a story I told last night when I was on Jeremy's channel. So when I was a kid,
I'm getting exercise.
it's a lot, yeah. So when I was a kid, in my childhood house, the room that I was in, it was very strange because it was very small. And so with like furniture, you have to like make do. So I had a single bed and the way that it was positioned was in front of my door. So when I would lay down and look in front of me, I would see if the door was open, the hallway, the very long hallway outside of my room. So there were times where I would go to bed and forgot to shut my door. And so all I'd see was this really dark hallway. And when you're a kid and
Those are the
scared,
worst.
yeah. And when you're a kid and scared of everything, I just kept thinking like a monster or demon's just going to crawl down this hallway and into my bed directly. Right. Because it's like right like that. So there were times where I would muster up the courage to run out of bed and run to my parents' room and like, and my dad would have to get up and go sleep in my bed.
I was gonna say the real question is, did your parents actually let you sleep with them?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
like most of my childhood, I actually slept with my mom in her bed, and my dad had to sleep in my bed. And I said this last night, and people were laughing, but I was like, my dad was probably thinking, "What a cock block."
What a what?
Nothing. You won't understand.
Okay, it's probably. I heard something, and it didn't sound
What a
clean.
cock block. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not what I heard. I'm not going to repeat what I heard. Enjoy the stream, everyone. Says Dan. I'm listening while learning code. Ooh.
What?
Well, what we got a nerd in the chat. We're a geek.
Yeah, I said it again. I know. I made everyone laugh last night, but it's true. Like, I feel bad for my dad. Honestly, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I was scared of the demon that was in our house, I think.
My dad was not like that. You know, I'd have to rely on him leaving because he would get up early for work. And so I had to, if I was scared, I'd have to wait for my dad to leave to find any comfort because he'd be like, there's nothing in your room, going to bed. And I had nightmares all the time. And so my mom would have to come in and console me and there's nothing in there. No.
So my mom worked a lot.
I feel I've made too much progress, by the way.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Just
Right.
you. My mom worked a lot, and I even said this last night, but there were times where she would put me in my school clothes when I went to bed so that, because she didn't have time in the morning, she had to go straight to work. My grandmother was like my second mother because she cared for me a lot. And so I'd go to bed in my school clothes, my school uniform. It was so weird.
I've heard of some parents that have large families that do that because it saves time.
Yeah.
I like my clouds. I'm happy clouds.
I was convinced by Elmo was possessed by a demon as a kid. What?
Well, you know, when he's staring at you, a lot of people said that about Furbies. Anybody Furby era? Yeah.
I didn't have a Furby.
People were afraid of the Furby because of the movie Gremlins. Like, even though it came out years and years later, but like you leave that thing alone in the dark and that sensor goes off when you're not expecting it, and suddenly Shiba, and this thing is like moving in the dark. Yeah, it's Danky, what's the
Hi, Danky.
I was scared of the dark, but then my dad one time told me that Spider-Man isn't scared of the dark, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't that easily persuaded.
I'm still scared of the dark. I sleep with a nightlight on.
I don't sleep with a nightlight, but I can't sleep in a room that's completely black. If I can't see the outline of my hand in front of my face, it is too dark. It is too dark.
I see.
DL says, so Krista, how did you end up having siblings if your mom... Nice.
Oh, they made you.
It's called adoption. No, I don't know.
I was adopted.
Let's see. I didn't get scared as a kid. I was reading Stephen King when I was 8. Dude, hardcore.
Goosebump stories.
No, I wasn't. I couldn't do that. I'm too sensitive to that stuff.
So I also said this last night, but you want to know something so creepy?
Always, not really. Depends. It depends. Where's this going? Are we putting pink in the sky?
Yeah. You could put it wherever you want. Again, this is our reference photo. Purple, pink.
I was waiting for the teacher to tell me.
Like I said, just do you. Just however you like.
Oh, sure. But when I make purple, it's like it's wrong.
So, are you scared of clowns?
Yeah.
You are?
Like, they make me uncomfortable. I don't think I'm scared of them anymore, but when I was a kid, I was. I don't have that fear quite as much anymore. Why?
And to answer your question, like with the mom and dad thing, I'm the baby of the family, so I guess it's stopped there.
You're the reason why you don't have
I want to I told you, I was just being for real.
You're the one.
Sorry, Dad.
They wanted a little Timmy and Johnny, but
yeah.
Like...
So here's what's crazy. So in the 90s, you have these weird things like creepy dolls for whatever reason, like your parents used to get and put in your room because they thought it was cute. Now looking back, you're like, how did my mom have that and put that in my room? That was so creepy.
Oh, like those grandma dolls that they would collect. Yeah.
So instead of really just a China doll.
Great teaching, Krista. You just do you. Exactly. Like I'm just kind of left in the dark. It's a good thing I have some painting experience.
Do you?
Here.
So instead of a China doll, it was this creepy clown that was on a swing, but it wasn't sitting down. It was standing on a swing, and it was in the corner of my bedroom. Okay. Ew. Yes. I personally not scared of clowns, never was as a kid. I didn't think much of it until one day. I had this friend who lived across from me, and she was terrified of clowns. She would not go into my room because of that creepy clown, which made sense. But I don't know what it was. I think I convinced her one day that we should go play in my room on my bed, like with all the dolls. I forget why, but we were in there, and I made her sit in front of me where the clown was like behind her, so she wouldn't have to look at it. So I kid you not, we were just like playing do our thing. And then all of a sudden, this clown's head popped off and landed in the middle of us. And we screamed and ran out of there. It was the craziest thing ever. Now, I forgot to mention that with this clown, it did have like a wind up. Oh. So when you wound it up, its head moved like back and forth. And the swing went like forward and back. And it had this little like song. Like,
they're the weirdest toys back in the day.
I know. And I have a picture of it. It's somewhere in my phone. I have to look for it. But gosh, that thing was creepy.
Of course it was. Ooh. Demon possessed.
Probably was, yeah. That's probably the demon I was scared of that I didn't want to leave my...
I've kind of gone in two different directions with my clouds.
I love it.
They're two different styles, and I cannot decide which one I want to settle on because I... Krista's teaching method. Whatever.
Yeah, just hey, whatever. I'm chill. Just do whatever. I'm just trying to follow like the picture as I mentioned. So I'm just doing this sky. Okay. I'm just blending.
I was waiting to be told what to do.
No, don't do it that way.
Like I'm really happy with how this is turning out, but then this I was happy with this until I did this, and now it's like, oh no, it's like that conversation I heard about with Beardo. It could always be better.
Oh yeah, so she's referring to, how like Beardo rates things like movies and stuff. He never gives it a 10. It's always like a 9.9 or whatever. Like she's referring to that.
Yeah,
it could always be better.
It could always be better. I think he might be right in this case. It could be a little bit better.
I do want to mention that we should leave like at the ground level, like some room for the land
and the land. Okay,
the land and the water. But let's try to make because we could always like color on top. So
Right.
yeah, just like at the bottom, which yours is sort of perfect. I need to work on it a little more.
Sort of.
Sort of perfect.
Nice. Okay, so we want to do the ground now.
Mm-hmm.
Could I bother you for some more blue? The dark,
Sure.
pure blue, whatever it's called. Ultramarine.
Beardo's poop cookie.
Yeah, that sounds nasty.
I want to do something for him related to that. I was telling Tabitha
She got
about
this
it.
impish tone in her voice there. I don't trust it. All right.
I hope they're having fun in Dallas. I was so bummed that I couldn't go.
Well, there's only next
Oh,
time.
what did Dan send me?
Until there's not next time.
Looks, this is exactly how you have to paint him.
Oh,
Dan, can I show this?
There's no regality to that. Come on.
Can I show this on stream? I don't know if you're still watching.
Take a beautiful person and be like, here, make me look goofy. Oh,
Hey,
nightmare.
he'll love it.
Nightmare.
If
I'm not.
you are
I'm not danky. Okay. Like.
Speaking of Danky, go check out his new video that I'm in.
Wait,
I have some part of it.
your neck video
No.
Oh.
Well, yes, but the
where you're
the,
like
the Harley Quinn and Joker one. Have you
He's-
seen that one?
I have not
You
yet.
haven't?
I
Oh,
haven't.
you gotta check it out.
Dan
I voiced
says
Harley
sure.
Quinn. Okay.
Oh, that. Oh.
So this photo right here is what Dan thinks that you should paint him as, the Renaissance.
I don't want to do that.
Please, yes, it'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh. Danky's like, what's that supposed to mean, Tabitha? It means whatever you want it to mean. It's, you know. Krista was a great Harley. Is what
Thank
it
you.
means.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna add some-
Dangy did a great job with
Of course he does. It's
Always
just-
does a great
it's
job.
his style, you know. All right. Yeah, we're gonna make
I
some
wish I was
green.
that talented. Okay, I'm gonna blend the dark blue a little bit more because I'm not so satisfied with that. The
I'm
sky.
not sure what I'm doing here.
Ooh,
I'm trying to make brave green.
brave green.
Yeah, you know, some nice Scottish, Irish kind of green here.
I'm just dipping my finger in the water.
All right, but maybe a touch of this and we're creating water, right? I have to I have a camera over here.
I'm still working out the sky.
Oh, well,
I didn't even get to the ground level yet. You're doing the Disneyland castle. I'm doing the Orlando one. Took a little bit of time.
what's wrong with mine? I
Nothing.
feel like that's a slur, like unintentionally
Slur?
or something. I mean, you're doing the California one. I'm doing the Florida one. It's like, okay, all right.
You're like, you know what? We're
Calm
gonna get the
down.
job done. I take forever though.
Well, I usually do too, but I'm doing. I don't know, Chad. What do you think? I think I'm feeling.
No, you're doing great. I'm jealous.
I will say that. I mean, I have pretty good muscle structure in my hand and my arms, right? Because I draw and I paint for a living. I am burning right now in this area, trying to keep
Really?
my fingers.
Christopher's in chat. What up, Christopher? So, Christopher, I don't know if you remember. I feel like you did, but you remember that castle I once painted? I posted about it. I didn't do it like on stream or anything, but we're doing that today. The Disney castle.
Oh, let's for those.
There's a reference.
Here's our reference.
Reference.
I mean, mine looks obviously the closest.
Yes. Obviously.
With the lack of pink, I didn't have the fluorescent pink. I didn't know what we were like. I didn't know what it looked like, what we were painting today. So I feel like you know, I've been let down.
I'm sorry.
Because you didn't adequately prepare
Hey.
me. I didn't get the syllabus before.
What does that mean?
The syllabus?
Syllabuses?
What, you didn't go to college?
No,
Well, there's the reason.
I didn't go to college.
I only went to college a little bit.
Oh, how was it? Did you learn about pronouns?
Yes,
Hmm.
but the proper pronouns. Davy's like rude.
Rude.
Let's see. Krista feels like Krista's going to push the boundary. She is.
What does that
She
mean?
is. I mean, art is supposed to be all about pushing boundaries, but I feel like these are the out of boundaries that we're
Mm.
pushing. Hey, Christopher, what are you gals painting? I guess we already showed. We're
Yeah.
trying to paint this with the fingers, with the digits that God gave us.
Amen.
Hey, it is Makini draws. One day I'll get him on the channel. We're gonna have a draw,
A draw.
a sketch off. Yes, we
Christopher says he remembers. Okay, great. Let's not forget that we need to do some stars in the sky.
Oh, I can do some stars. It's gonna be a little messy, but I can do some stuff.
Sorry, I I literally just put it like in front of me. I'm like, I need to like, sometimes I need to do that. So I'm probably going to take my painting away just to really just.
Cameron's like, wow, no syllabus either. Krista is doing great job as a teacher.
Hey.
She didn't tell me what supplies we needed other than
My
paint
fingers.
and fingers.
It worked.
Yeah, she didn't even have the decency to bring her own paint.
Sorry.
You know, it's expensive being an artist.
It is.
It's like, you know. Yeah. So that being said, you are now creating things, or you've been, I guess, for a while. But you're like really out there. What has made you decide to be a part of the creativity community?
Well, I mean, I've always like painted, but it was usually on and off. Again, as you mentioned, it's a very expensive hobby. And so now that, you know, I feel like I'm in a comfortable place with like my finances and stuff, I feel like why not just pick up this hobby again?
You mean since you became a secret millionaire, or were you not allowed to say that on the street?
I'm not going to say, but there will be signs if I ever.
There will be some- You'll see the signs.
Yeah. It'll be the painting.
It's not enough that you already go to Disney all the time and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Let me just pick up this hobby. And so that's what really got me back into it. But I've always been a very artistic person. I mean, my mom's always told me that too.
Moms are never wrong.
Yeah, we would have like those baby books where, you know, our mother's writing it, like what our accomplishments were growing up. And she was like,
I didn't get one.
No,
my brother did because he's the firstborn.
special.
Yeah, he's special.
Well, the baby of the family got it. And
I'm the baby of the family. Oh, well, anyway, continue. Tell us how special you are.
So
Continue to tell us how privileged you are.
I think I messed up it already. My gosh. Yeah, you're probably right, Tabitha. The purple did no justice.
Yeah, I think because I didn't.
I'm gonna go back and fix
She
it.
ruined our purple.
Did
I
it?
had the right purple.
We're
That
gonna
would
go
have
back and fix it.
complemented our blue, but no.
Yeah.
Somebody thought they knew better.
So my mom was like, oh, she loves to draw. She loves picking up like a pen and pencil and markers and just draw all day. So that's what I did.
They weren't disappointed and be like, I wanted her to become a doctor. So instead,
A
she
little
became
bit.
a gamer.
Yeah. It's so funny. And I tell this to my mom all the time, but because she
I
sometimes.
feel like I'm making a picture for the Little Mermaid. I just need a rock right here.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's good. I remember as a kid, my mom used to always get mad at me saying, get off that Game Boy, like go outside, like get off, stop playing your video games. And now when I don't go live, she's like, how come you're not playing your games?
Yeah,
What's
what
going
were you
on? Why are
doing?
you outside? Like,
Why
why are you not live? Hello. Like, it's so weird. And I make fun of her with that all the time. I'm like, do you understand like how life is and how funny it could be? She's like, yeah. All right. I'm not going to really mess with the purple much. In fact, I'm probably just going to use a bit of pink.
This is
I'll use the purple for the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in the castle. Oh, the castle's a lot of yellows.
Yeah.
Again, this is our
Beiges.
reference picture here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
And that's it. So
Okay.
that's pretty much. And what about you?
What about me? I'm covered in white paint. How did that get there?
I don't know. So I was telling Tabitha, I was like,
She's over here wearing a cute sweater. Like,
She
what
was
do I
like-
have that's old?
she was like, you're not going to get dirty. Like what you're, I was like, so when I usually get dirty, it's funny. I don't get it on the sleeves. If anything, I get it on my lap. That's why I have this like right here protecting like my skirt. And she was like, I have to,
That's where I have it.
oh my gosh, you're messy.
I told her I don't usually get it on my legs. I get it on my arms, and I do. I've got blue over here. Well, so I don't remember leaning on that. Oh well.
No fireworks. We're not going to have fireworks, but we're going to have stars in the sky.
Okay.
These beautiful white stars.
She wants stars.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the secret
The pre-magic show.
to the stars when I was teaching, if I can do it just right.
Also, my grandmother is an artist, actually. I think I mentioned that to you.
Yeah.
but I didn't really tell the chat, but she loves to paint. She's a painter, and she's actually painted for restaurants, you know, canvases. And I mean, she has these beautiful art pieces all throughout her house. And it's funny. She was like, all right, when I die, who wants what? I'm like, I want that one.
Nice. Gotta call it.
Yeah.
There we
You
go.
got to start early, you know?
Which
is
is little
so-
stickies on everything that you want.
I'm telling you, my family is like that. There was a
Oh.
time where my mom called me and she was like, Krista. I was like, what? She was like,
Krista.
what? What now? What is happening? She was like, go to Costco.com. There's caskets for a cheap price. I think you should buy it because it's good to have. Then dying is expensive. I'm like,
Dying is actually pretty cheap.
I'm 20. I don't need to invest in a casket right now.
Did he really tell you that
Yes.
Costco's had caskets?
Yeah, online apparently.
Nothing like having Kirkland caskets.
She's like, I got one for me and your father. Go get you one. I'm like, I don't.
That's fantastic.
That's my family. Costco casket.
My mom has never once told me to rush out to Costco for something that.
No, parents don't do that. It's not normal.
No,
just my family.
Just your family.
Yeah.
You guys are Jewish, are you?
No, Italian.
Okay.
We're so honest. We have no feelings. We just say it how it is.
Early planning, says Psychotic Monk.
Yeah, early planning.
Oh my god.
Tells me all the time. I got one for me and your father. I'm not a burden to you guys. Okay, thanks. Now when I die.
I mean, my parents have taken care of that for themselves so that my brother and I don't have to worry about it, but it was never like an ordeal. Like it just kind of came up in conversation.
I mean, I do agree. Dying is expensive. You know, it's true. It is expensive. Even when you die, you have to pay for all these things. But
it's true. They tax.
I'm not going to buy a casket in my 20s. No thanks. Nah. This was years ago too. Like I was way younger when she told me this.
Yeah.
My family's a hoot though. They're funny.
Italians are usually very creative people. My uncle's an artist. My grandmother was a florist, and all on my dad's side. I feel like that's just a stereotype. It's like saying all French people are good cooks. But
I mean, they are.
Were there casket samples? Here's the.
I know. I could just go there and lay it.
Yeah. How many people?
Can I test this out really quick?
Oh my gosh. People are saying that some of them, they're great at drawing but bad at painting. And Denki, I think, said the same thing. Horrible painter.
Really?
Well, everybody has their medium that they prefer. And, you know, no, I'm trying to fix it and just make sure you don't ruin, sabotage my painting because it's turning out phenomenal. Like, look at this guy.
Amazing. Love it.
I mean, it's okay. It's all right. Hey, Brett, good to see you. Says hi, Tabitha and Krista.
Hello.
What I am curious. Your Instagram is called Crafty Darlings. What made you decide to have this cutesy name?
Everything else was taken. Honestly, I was gonna call it Crafty Beep. It was taken.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, with your signature word.
I know.
Shameful.
Everything else was pretty much taken, and I wanted something cute. And I originally wanted to put it as Crafty Darling because I'm one person, but I'm not a they them. I'm just a she her. One person.
If anybody was curious,
there you go. Your question's been answered.
Right.
No, I was just like, yeah, okay, it's cute. I'll stick with it. And I did think about maybe changing it, you know, but I didn't want to put like Krista Nova paintings. It's just, I didn't want something too long either. You know what it is? Us girls, we're just always like overthinking with everything. So I was like, I'm going to leave it. It is what it is. And, you know, it goes with everything in a sense. I do a lot of cutesy paintings and.
I was going to say, but you don't do just paintings. It's literally craft things. So it's painting, and then you have done sculpting and whatnot. I'm curious to see.
I'm trying to like get my hands into a bit of everything. Like I'm really trying to do everything. Now there is like another hobby that I want to pick up again, and that is figure skating. I've only gone once with Steph. I did ask you if you'd like to go. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
We'll do that.
Skating rink.
That's such an interesting segue, as that's sports related, not craft related. But
it could be a form of art, if you will.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I've had this argument with other members of the art community. Sports is not art. It can be you can do it artistically. I don't think that translates into art. Here is the pink we were looking for.
Ah, yeah.
It's the type of red that I had, so that was my bad. My bad.
Totally fine.
You can't
forgive you.
You can't make what you can't make. All right.
It's all good in the hood.
Is it though? I don't know. Lately our hoods have been anyway, it's a whole other I'll let Jeremy take care of that topic.
Yeah, I love figure skating. I used to do it a lot as a kid. I won a medal even as a kid, like in figure skating.
Somebody whipping out the credentials.
My mom tried to put me in gymnastics. I did do that for a few.
Oh, I always wanted to do that.
I wasn't good at it.
We didn't have the money.
I wasn't good at it. I was only good at figure skating.
Well, everybody's got their thing.
Yeah. So that's what I did growing up. I've always
Oh,
wanted
but
to.
that's because you're also Canadian, so it's a very nice stereotype.
It is.
God.
In fact, when I went with Steph to the skating rink, everyone was looking at me like, "Oh my gosh, how's she doing that?" And I have this one woman stop me. She's like, "How do you know how to skate? You know, you have all these like Floridians just like not knowing how to skate."
We don't skate in America. It's like we don't have.
I said Floridians, but I was like, "I'm Canadian." They're like,
Oh yeah. I shout out to all the Canadians who don't know how to snowboard, ski, ice skate.
Impossible.
Like,
Impossible. As soon as we're born, they throw us on the ice.
There.
That's just how it is.
They do that in some countries.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a nice pink. I like this. I like this.
I'm just gonna do the blend. I'm gonna start with the dark purple.
So you probably get asked this a lot, but as
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I don't care about that. I really don't. So I might be a hater, but anyway, so that's we can't talk about him and your millions. Like we can't talk about it here.
My millions.
Remember? Yeah, we don't talk. She didn't hear that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that millions. Yeah.
We don't talk about that. But anyway, so since you're here now and all of that, what is the biggest difference that you've noticed between America and Canada?
Gosh. This is like a minor thing and it's like funny. And I think I told you about this a while back. So, you know, when you're applying for something or let's say you order something online, again, this is very minor and stupid in a way, in my opinion, but I think it's funny to mention. And before it was, okay, where do you live? Canada, you know, ABC, it's right there. United States of America, scroll until I get to you. I'm like, oh my God. That's just like a minor thing. As far as like public,
like I get that too, because to me, when I first started registering, I told her when I started signing up and registering for things, I'm like, it's America. Like, I don't know about the rest of you guys out there, but like most Americans we don't refer to ourselves as the United States of America unless we're in a serious discussion about something. We're usually like, we're the US or we're America. So I was automatically looking for us at the top because it's but no, you got to scroll down to the UK, and then you've gone too far if you get to Uganda, and now like I don't even know where or
Where
Uzbekistan. And I'm like, who the freak is from Uzbekistan? Nobody cares.
Hello. So, again, it's not every American. Like, it depends where you are. If you're in a big city, in Canada, if you bump into someone, it's just natural for both of you to turn around and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. To the point where it's like, I'm so sorry. Here, do you want my card? Do you like that sort of like apologetic? Yeah. Whereas I've noticed in America, when someone bumps into me, again, not every time, but most of the time, they don't say sorry. They just keep walking. And I'm like, rude. What the heck?
I did
like they bumped into me. I was just like, you know, minding my own business, just like this hard, like, I'm this little girl, and you know,
in a big world,
in a big scary world. Yeah.
Well, I did tell her that I think it also depends on where in the states that you are. Like in North Carolina, and typically a lot of the places in the South, especially if they're more rural areas, people are more friendly and they're more open to being apologetic. Oh, excuse me, miss, or sorry about that.
It's not fair that I go to the theme parks where they could be from anywhere.
And the theme parks is a whole. Since moving here, there's a whole nother world. Like I think a lot of like the friendliest people will just become the snottiest people at theme parks because it's hot, it's crowded, the lines are too long, the food doesn't really fill you, it's too expensive anyway.
Everyone's upset.
Everybody's upset. I'm like,
feel the magic.
I thought this was supposed to be the happiest place on earth.
It used to be.
It is if you're just walking around for no reason. But if you're there on a mission to accomplish, what are you doing? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
She's cheating.
Hey, no, I'm mixing a different color.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I
just
thought
a light.
she was.
No.
I thought she was abandoning.
No. I'm just mixing. I want like a different blue, if that's okay.
Nagranol says, looks like you're learning well. I think so. I mean, I'm kind of self-taught at this point.
Hello, Nagranol. We have 43 people here. Smash that like button.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for being here on this lovely, whimsical
We're trying
Saturday.
to get Tabitha monetized. She needs some more watch hours. So subscribe to her YouTubes.
Let's see. Tweet Tone says, it varies per state. Here in Northern Virginia, everyone just wants to be left alone, doesn't want to be bothered, which I prefer. But I was raised here. Right. I've lived in Northern Virginia in DC. And typically if you're in the cities or close to the cities, people are more rush. Go. Whereas when you're in the country, that's what they call a Southern hospitality. They're just kind of like, hey, friend, you know, what you doing over there? Unless you get up in their business, but typically they're just like, what's going on? How you doing? How's grandma? How's Granny doing?
How's Granny?
How are the bunnies doing? Have they made more bunnies? Like, people will ask you about everything. And the thing I've noticed that I've learned in my years of living in the South is that Southern people typically think that you know who they're talking about in their family. So I knew when I moved to the South for the first time, these ladies I befriended, they're like, so I was talking to Jonathan the other day, and Jonathan is not into sports, but his mama made him. And I'm sitting there like, who the freak is Jonathan? Like, I don't know. I don't even know who your sister is. Who's Jonathan?
That's interesting.
They will. I've met so many people that just talk to me like I know. And it's almost like, I guess they're just kind of bringing you in and treating you like family, I guess. I don't know. They never met strangers.
I love Southerners. They're so nice.
They're the most backhanded people I've ever met, but I love them. Yeah, they're great.
Also, another difference, might I add, in America that I've noticed is the food. First of all, like the portions is just out of this world.
Yeah.
And the calories are high. And just everything has to have like birthday cake flavored or some sort of like other flavor. And I'm like, in Canada for Oreos, we just have like the basic, like regular mint chocolate. And then you come here and it's like, churro flavored and red velvet. I'm like, oh my gosh, they have everything. Even for ice cream.
Dan Vest paused enough of his learning to say, shout out Jonathan. Yeah, wherever you are, Jonathan, I have learned so much about you.
There you go.
I've witnessed Southern hospitality by driving 4 hours south of Virginia. Very friendly and welcoming people, great conversations, right until they go home. Tabitha has opinions about Southerners. I do. I have met a wonderful gaggle of Southerners, but I've also met, I don't know, they're just kind of peculiar in some, but that's how it is. If you come from somewhere else and you move, and the United States is so big, so you've been from one coast, you've been to coast. Would you say that the people that are in like Vegas or Texas or wherever all you've been are different from the people that you've met over here?
Yes.
Like on the East Coast?
Yes.
Yeah. Our country's so big that we're all our own little cluster.
And I like
cultures.
that. I like, there's a lot of things I obviously love about America. I love the fact that, as you just mentioned, where it's like, if you don't like one state, you can go to another.
Yeah.
Each place has its different laws. And then you have Canada, where it's like, it's all the same laws. Besides the exception of Quebec, which is where I'm from, we're special. You have to speak en français over there.
Oh, parlez-vous français?
Mais oui, je parle français.
As much as I learned in
She's
college.
like,
I was going to say très bien, but then I was like, that's not what
très bien, mon chéri.
Yeah, but she didn't ask me like how I'm doing. She's like, yes, I do.
You can say très bien or très bon. Très bon.
So,
C'est très bon.
What was it? Yeah, even burrito bowl at Chipotle is 30% bigger and needs. Okay, like they say everything is bigger in Texas, but it's just kind of like a national motto. I feel
no,
like
it is.
Everything needs to be bigger.
It is bigger. I was like, oh my gosh, they have everything and more.
I think somebody said something about normal men Oreos and I don't know what that means.
Normal men. Wait, what? Normal men Oreos in Canada? Normal men.
I wonder if you didn't enunciate properly.
Maybe I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I have created my stars, my clouds, my water, and a little bit of land.
It's so pretty.
I just need a little unicorn flying across. Here's our Disney magic. I think
I have yet to put detail. I'm just doing the background colors first. I'm so slow. I'm sorry.
No,
trusting the process.
I'm nervous about the castle because there's a lot of intricate things there.
There is, yeah.
And I'm not good at buildings. Like nature's easy. Nature for me is very easy because there's no wrong way to do nature. I always tell people when you're starting out, you don't know what to do. It's like paint or draw the sky, do flowers, do trees, because because you have to remember that just if you're just starting out, it's not going to be perfect because you have to learn how things are shaped and shaded and whatnot and all this kind of different stuff. Psychotic Mongoose, I see you over there gifting subs on Kick. Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much. Scholar and a gentleman over there. Appreciate you. Snaps for Mongoose.
I snap with my index finger. I can't really do it with my middle finger. But
I do
my index finger is kind of occupied right now. So.
Yeah, I do that too. No.
Do you really?
I don't.
I once posted that. And people were like,
I
weird.
can with my pointers, but it's harder. So I do it with the. I have tried snapping with the others. I know there's some people that can like whip their hand really quickly, and that makes a snapping sound.
Maybe if your hand's broken.
I've tried that, and I felt like a complete idiot just sitting there doing like this. It's like, no,
That's
thank you.
weird.
I'm like, just do this. But anyway, if you're just starting out with anything, it doesn't matter if it's book writing, movie creating, learning how to paint, draw, sculpt, or even do dictation or anything like that. You're not going to be perfect at the beginning, but if you can start and see where you're going, like I tell people, if you are drawing a tree and it does not look like a penguin, you have met the goal. Like if people can identify it as a tree, even if it's a poorly drawn tree, it's still a tree, and you have met the basics of the criteria, and you will get better. It's kind of the same way that if you, as a child, you learn to walk, you don't start off by running. You don't expect the child to start off by running. Typically, as adults, we tend to think that because we're adults, we should be good at things that usually take a long time to do. We don't think about it in the same way. Whenever you're starting something new, you have to start at the bottom, which is okay because it's not really the bottom. It's just you're starting at the start. Exactly, Christopher. You have to practice to get better. Oh, that's right. I'm always a little philosophical over here too.
Learning with Tabitha.
Let's see. Well, out of how many states have you been to so far?
Well, so I've traveled across America by car plenty of times. So I want to say almost all of them. If I have to like put a number to it, maybe half, I'd say. Like half, not all 50, of course. I'm just like
25. So you've been, okay. So there's Florida, you've been to Texas and Nevada.
Oh, as far as like, actually being there and like, because when I say traveling, I guess that doesn't count because you're driving by, maybe, unless you get out to a 7-Eleven
and get some gas station.
Yeah,
chicken.
you're like, I'm in New Mexico. Yeah, if I have to like say like been, so Florida, New York, Vermont, Maryland.
Did you say Maryland?
Maryland.
What a foreigner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vegas, Texas, Tennessee, Nebraska.
You've been to California.
I've been to California. That's right. I'm trying to think. There's so many.
I know, right? Have you been to like Alabama?
Yes, Alabama.
Okay, Alabama. That's 10 so far. Kentucky, North or South Carolina.
Oh, yes, I've been to Kentucky. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the events that I've done where I'm like, where was that event taking place? Gosh.
Because you drove up the East Coast, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So
I was in New Mexico.
Okay, so you probably did end up in North and South Carolina and Virginia.
Oh yeah, I've been to North Carolina as well.
Okay, so all right, so I mean it's on a track about a third or so thereabouts. The way is very nice.
Yeah.
Is there a state that you would like to go visit that you've heard all the rumors about?
I would like to go to Washington, D.C. I would like to go over there.
All right, technically not a state, but I'll give it to you since you know you're not.
No. I know.
I
was saying because I would like to go see the White House.
Yeah, it is. Well,
because that's something that's on my bucket list.
When I lived up in DC, of course, when family would come to visit, we would always hike out to, out there to see the memorial and the monuments and whatnot. And I will say that they are very beautiful, seeing the marble pillars, the marble statues, although it's been a while. And since we've had a lot of hot messes up there in the past couple of years, I don't know what all is still there, to be honest with you, and what you're allowed to see, but it is definitely worth going to, especially if you're a history buff, but also because it's like such a signature place for our country and its history, what it stands for, all that kind of stuff. DC can be really fun. I went to the Spy Museum one time when it first opened.
Spy Museum?
It taught you all about like spies, literally the spies, like the process, some of the most famous spies in history, like Mata Hari and all this kind of stuff. And by the end of it, they were like, because of how prosthetics have expanded over the time and how it works, where you can change yourself into a whole other person. When I walked out of, and they ended the show by saying that DC basically has the biggest percentage of spies. So when you walk out of that thing after learning that they can so easily change their appearance and everything, it's actually a little freaky because suddenly you're walking around and you're looking at all the people that are there thinking, are they from another country? Are they spying on us?
Right.
That's a little bit freaky. The Spy Museum, it was pretty cool, Dude McMahon, but it at the same time. Tweed says DC is kind of boring, but maybe because I've been to many field trips, and since if you've seen it all, you've seen it a dozen times.
I see, and I can understand that, but for someone who hasn't been,
of course, it's always going to be super duper exciting. Hey, I love it ever after. I like the Starry Night look. Thank you. Good to see you. I don't remember the Spy Museum. I remember the Air and Space Museum was super cool too, especially if you're into planes and trains and automobiles and things like that. But
one day
it can't be something. It's not something that I really want to go see all the time because I'm not a aerospace dynamic interested person. But to see it once at least.
Yeah.
To see it once is always kind of. We missed when they had the Star Wars exhibit there at the Smithsonian. We missed it by like a year or two, and then we moved, and it was like, oh man. But oh well.
They have a lot of great museums here in Orlando that I want to go to. Like they have the Titanic Museum.
I would go to that too.
I like going to museums. It's fun. It's like a fun little event.
Have you ever been to an art museum? Because I actually, as much as I'm an artist, I've never been to an art museum.
I don't know if you're going to get jealous or not, but I've been to plenty of in Italy.
Oh.
Where they paint like the entire ceilings.
Oh, I bet that would be great.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see. And it's one of those things where it's so weird because they treat it like I'm thinking because there was one church that was like paint. It was beautiful. And I remember when we went, we had to cover our shoulders. Like we were wearing tank tops, and they were like, no.
Yeah, I've heard about a lot of places like that.
Yeah, when you go to like Italy, like these sort of like European places, you can't.
These colors are looking good over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to blend as much as I could with my finger right now. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but you can get started if you want on the castle.
I can't get started. I don't know what to do. I have to wait for my teacher.
Okay, so we need to make brown first of all, or some sort of like gray color, which if you want to use those, I already used it already, so I may need to make another one. I'm going to make like a beige color, and then just start building blocks, start building your blocks.
Here's Krista. How to make a castle. Make gray.
I'd be a worse
build
art
blocks.
You have blocks, okay?
Build blocks. I thought your ancestors built some of the greatest.
I know.
I expected more.
I failed them all.
I
failed them all. I'm sorry.
She's failed me.
Leonardo da Vinci. I'm sorry.
Like I'm left to my own devices over here, chat. Like I could have. I don't know. I don't know what I could have done.
You got this.
That's again, Krista said. I feel like this, like, so years ago, you guys know I had Drunk 3PO on my channel as well. I'm working my way through the Geeks and Gamers crew here because I've had Stefan, I've had Jay, now I have you. I may or may not be, chat, having another member coming on soon for a different channel.
Can you say who or not yet?
No, it's in the secrets. It's in the shadows. You guys have to subscribe and read notification to find out. Although Arudai and I are working on a project, which he said he was supposed to email me over the weekend, Arudai, but I'm going to have to 6-7 on you. Yeah. But
well, they're in Dallas, so.
No excuses. You promised me. Anyway, can't trust him for nothing. No, I'm just kidding, Arudai.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I
thought you're using a brush.
I thought I messed your painting up.
I'm doing what you did to
me.
I'm
mixing my color.
I know you are. I was just
mixing. What was I saying?
Arudai.
But Jay was on the channel, and I feel like this would be like his teaching method. So pick a color and have fun. You guys remember, and I appreciate the person who sent me money to buy new brushes because
that's nice.
Jay murdered my detail brushes. Jay. And if you've ever met a painter, detail brushes are very precious because obviously they're for the details and to keep them finely tipped. And he's over there mixing colors and like jamming it down and swirling. Yay. And sometimes you can overreact on streams because it's fun, it's entertaining, but this time the chat could tell that I was trying to figure out what to say because I was in shock. I was like, I didn't want him to feel bad, but I'm like, my brush. Thank you to I forget who it was that sent me a donation so that I could get new brushes. I appreciate
that's that. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. We have a very supportive community.
For shizzle. All right. This is not the color that I wanted. I'm stealing the blue.
That's fine. I'm still blending over here.
Blend.
I'm trying to be satisfied with the sky that I created.
It takes
a while.
There's no wrong way.
I'm not really used to like painting so much like this. Usually you don't really see it in my videos, but I kind of like put it upwards.
Oh, you have it standing.
Yeah.
Standing
So
upright. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. Let's see.
At a different angle. This is very like looking down.
Yeah.
That's why like you'll probably see me do this a lot. Cause I'm like, I need to.
Yeah, everybody. So when I was in when I went to college for art, I had a drawing class, and the teacher would have us draw with our pencils, and we had to draw with our arms out like this onto the paper, because then we could really see everything and
what's going on.
But you know, like everybody, when they start out drawing and everything, you're hunched over your desk, so you're doing it like that. And it does make a difference when you draw straight on, but it's not normal. It's not natural. You really do have to relearn how to do this and create new strength in your shoulder and everything. All right, I'm going to. What do I need? Probably some blue. Let's see.
Oh, I never went to college, says Brett. That's okay.
It's okay. I mean, I learned a lot in college, but I learned a lot more on YouTube. There is a big perk to going to college, because you can make connections, and a lot of times, like for myself, I definitely learn better one-on-one.
Oh yeah.
I'm a kinesthetic learner, but I ask a lot of questions and everything like that. So I do, and I love being the teacher's pet. I really do.
I'm too scared to ask questions.
I learned
everyone understands it, but I don't.
Yeah, I have learned to kind of get it. You kind of do that when you get older. You kind of learn, like, forget it. I paid money for this. I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah, I get it.
I didn't care. And teachers, the teachers want you to. Well, good teachers do. They want you to ask questions.
I have so much anxiety.
And so I do too, but I am determined to get an A. So
I'm gonna do what it takes.
I will. I mean, when I took my English classes, wow, look at this color I've created. I didn't mean to create berry. This is supposed to be ugly. Why is it turning out okay?
You're going for like what, a brown?
I was trying to create brown. Brown's supposed to be easy to make. Look at this beautiful berry. We could have used this in the sky.
Go for it.
I'm upset.
Berry sky.
I mean, brown is just red, yellow, and blue, but it's more red and I don't understand how I messed this up.
Like I said, you got it. You got this.
I don't understand. I'm gonna. Well, and that's why it's called color theory, and what I'm gonna give up. I can't make brown. Okay. So you threw away your college memories? What? Oh, you're talking to CAAN Man. Okay. I was like, no, I held on to mine. I loved most of my classes, for sure. Let's see. I'll be in Knoxville to meet Michelle and Natalie from Force of Light Entertainment. That's super cool. Jay took your brushes before moving on to yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. So that well, that kind of segues into it. So like park hopping, you're one of the faces of park hopping. What exactly is your job? So are you guys just there to entertain people when you film? Are you guys like journalists? Is that what exactly is?
Kind of like how Jeremy always puts it. We don't know what we're doing.
So is that how you learned how to teach paint?
Yeah, pretty much. I just go with the flow. No, but obviously before I came to Orlando, Jay was in charge of park hopping because he lived here, and he was going to the theme parks and getting coverage of what he could, and such as and when I came here, I really convinced everyone. I was like, I really think that we should start this Instagram for park hopping, because I do think it could blow up. I do think that we can get some good views out of it and whatnot. And so I was in charge of that.
Okay.
Alongside just going live with Jay once in a while.
So like bringing some freshness.
Yeah. And sure enough, like the Instagram did take off. We have some videos on there that have millions of views, over 100K. We even have Jay, who, it's such a stupid video, but those are the ones that ironically go viral, where I wasn't looking to post it. I was just filming Jay, because I sometimes do that. I film him. He does it to me too. He just and then we send it to each other. Like, look at the stupid face you made when you were caught off guard. But
coworkers.
I'm sure you guys seen the video, but he made like a fart sound on the Haunted Mansion.
That one's hilarious.
And I sent it to him, and he started laughing. He's like, should we post this? Like, I was like, I think so. And it has 500,000 views, and it's just
that's crazy.
It's so stupid. So started with that, and yeah, I do some videos with him.
The fact that people scream afterwards is perfect.
It is, and I think that's why
you said his name and like
yeah, Jay
screaming. That's funny.
It was great. So yeah, it's fun going to the parks with Jay, and you know, we're really proud of Park Hoppin'. And
yeah,
we would like to do some more videos where we get coverage of previews and stuff, which we do sometimes get from time to time. Now we are going to be covering the Tiana Bayou on the opening day, the grand. Oh my gosh, I think I used the wrong paint. Okay, I'm just gonna go with it.
Make it work. Make it work.
I was like, wasn't it?
We'll bounce back.
Oh, because underneath it. Okay, because it's okay. I'll just use this. So we're gonna be covering the Tiana Bayou adventure. That's opening this month on the 28th, and it's gonna be crazy because, as most of you guys probably know, there's gonna be a debate happening with Donald Trump and Joe Biden on the 27th. Yeah. And Jeremy's like, "Excuse me, Jay, Krista, I'm gonna need y'all on that day," and we're like, we got to get up at 6 a.m. to go to Tiana's Bayou the next day because we're going at rope drop, and we have our reservations to eat breakfast at a restaurant before we go, just so our day, just so we're ahead of the curve, you know. And we plan to go live on that day just to show like what's happening and how long the lines are and whatnot. So we're trying to do more of those where we're trying to get coverage.
So journalism. Yeah.
It's hard to do though, because most of these theme park people have first access with Disney because a lot of them are shills. And like they'll just be like, yeah, this $30 popsicle is totally worth the money. Like
crazy.
Me and Jay try to keep it as real as we could, you know.
Honest reviews.
And that's what you should be doing because that's what the people want to hear at the end of the day. If you're going to go there to spend money, you know, you want to hear the real stuff.
You don't want to be sold
we are positive too. It's not like we're not positive. If anything, like you know, I'm probably the most positive there. Like I get excited over every little thing, whether it's a Disney or Universal. Like I'll call it as it is if it's cute, but if something is not worth it, I'll also call that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it only sucks with that. Now we do have some connections with Universal where, you know, shout out, like they get us like previewed stuff, but Disney, obviously not. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
It'd be nice.
Under new management.
You know.
How am I going to do this? I've got a really great sketch of my
you
castle guy, but now I'm going to try to fill it in. Yeah, because I am bad at buildings. So I'm like, okay,
that's fine. She cheated. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you know.
I was like, can we use a little paintbrush? She's like, no, we have to stick to the source material.
Look, she has her paintbrushes over there. She can if she wants to.
No, I'm probably going to use it for details in the stars. That's what I'm going to do.
This is kind of reminding me a little bit of palette knife painting. By the way, I see Lexi portraits over there on Kick. Good to see. I like supporting other artists, and so I followed her on Kick, and she does gaming streams, and also she does drawing as well over here on YouTube as well. But I just want to let you know, I see you. I see you.
Yankee says the Tim Tracker has looked like he has a gun to his head in his videos the past 5 years. So here's the thing. I've met, and I didn't even know anything about like theme park YouTubers until like, you know, I started doing theme park stuff with Jay. He'd be like, there's that person. And most of the time we would meet them. Okay. Now,
have things changed?
I have a little bit of stories, not like anything bad or anything.
Yeah.
But I've met some theme park people, and I don't know what it is, but most of them that I meet, I go in for a handshake, you know, because I'm like respectful. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you.
That's how you greet people.
And they come back with, nah, I fist bump. And I'm like, okay. Like really rude too. And I'm just in here thinking, and you know this, a lot of people know this, I'm a germophobic. I still am respectful and will give you a handshake. I'll probably slap my hands with Purell after, but nonetheless, I am respectful because
that's like I opened up my heart to you.
I found, and okay, the first time it happened to one, I'm like, oh, okay, it's just this person. They're all like that. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It's just so weird. Like I was, again, when I first happened the first time, I was like, oh, okay, this person's probably like whatever. But after it kept happening, I'm like, what's going on? Now I pick up every time when I see them. I'm like, all right, fist bump, you know.
And they're probably, I bet you there's been a couple of times where like one person would be willing to go in for a handshake, but you've already got your fist out and they'll be like, oh, she's one of those.
Yeah. And I also want to clarify, like super nice people. It's just, that's one thing that stood out to me. I was like, what's going on here?
Well, you know, a lot of things changed for people culturally, really, like for us with after 2020, like stuff just stuck. And so people just became afraid of things and whatnot. And so it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people are just peculiar.
So yeah, it's just been interesting, and it's funny because I would get sent videos or like, oh my gosh, I saw you in someone's vlog. I'm like, huh, really?
Yeah.
I was just in the background like eating a pretzel, like just like filming it.
Gelford's dog makes a good point. You don't know what someone's been scratching before they shake your hand.
That's true, but
I'm
I'm
Dan's
sorry.
like, don't touch me, peasants. Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying out of respect.
Yeah.
Like we present ourselves as, because you see us with a gimbal and like we're like, hello, we're also vloggers, like nice to meet you. You know, I'm not coming up to you like, hello, I just scratched every part of my body. Can I shake your hand?
You're not
Like,
Dan Vask with oil dripping from your hands. So yeah. By the way, memes of destruction superhero in word form makes a good point. Says shake can lead to a pull and a hug, so the bump negates. That's true. I've never fist bumped somebody,
Funked.
and it led to a hug. Never. And some people might know that I don't have an aversion to hug, but like I'm careful. I'm German. So we don't readily give our hugs out to just every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. It's like we kind of need to know you. That's very informal. It's a very formal kind of lovey-dovey thing. So it's just like, all right, maybe I should just start fist bumping.
I had this conversation with Dan, and I think it's a European thing and like
Gotta
a
be.
foreigner thing. So like with my family, we're very like passionate people. We're very touchy. We're very like, hello. You know?
Ew.
Yeah. So we're like that. And so it's normal for me to like, I don't know, just have that sort of affection. And I know Dan even like mentioned that too. He was like, if I come to America and start kissing you on the cheek, is that okay? I'm like, yeah, but don't do it to
Tabitha.
Don't do it to Tabitha. She'll probably punch you in the face.
If I get to know
I'll think of it as like, oh, this nice guy.
Say, but
like,
you know him, like you know him, so that's
You know
different.
too.
Well, you know him. I know him through chat. So
yeah, she'll punch you in the face, Dan. Just
You
wanna, but
no,
me, I'll just be like,
but
ah,
it's just I didn't grow up like that.
no.
And so it's very much, people know, if you've hung around some of my streams, I talk about this, but it was just kind of like my grandmother had a saying that, like, if somebody would address you informally or do something like that, it's like, excuse me, did we fall down the stairs together? We don't do that. Like, we don't do like shortening of our names for cutesiness. Like, it's just not,
Okay, well, I will meet you halfway. So if it's someone that I know, like for example, Dan, like I wouldn't think much of it. But if I don't know you and like you gave me a kiss on the cheek, then
yeah. If I don't
I'll
know
probably
you,
think about it. But like again, I grew up, when I greet my family, like we always give each other a kiss on the cheek. Like,
no, we don't do that. No, my aunts and stuff like that will do that, but that still takes me by surprise because they didn't used to do that when we were little. And so Dan's like, who would deny a Dan Vask kiss?
Jeremy.
Maybe the third time I met you in person, I'd be like, okay, but the first time I'd be like,
You'd be a little starstruck. Well,
no,
I think
it wouldn't even be starstruck. It'd be my like, how dare you?
Yeah. So like,
and I don't mean that to be mean. It's just the way that I grew up. It's that you don't infringe on someone's personal space until you get to know them. And so, my family will do it to each other. Like my uncle, my aunts, and my cousins, like they're very free to do that. I just didn't kind of grow up in that atmosphere. And so when they do it to me, it takes me by surprise. It's not so much that I don't like it, because I do love when people are sweet to you and they want to show you affection. But at the same time, it's like, because of the way I've grown up and my mindset, it's like, you have to get to know me before any of that.
So I love giving hugs. I'm a hugger. Like I say that all the time. Like even when I meet someone, like it's funny because I mentioned how like, oh, there are a lot of times where I meet these theme park people and I would go in for a handshake and they'd go in for the fist bump. I'm the opposite of like the sense of like they'd go in for the handshake and I'd be like, I'm a hugger, come here. Like that's what I do.
No.
So
I respect the boundaries. Oh no, I got you. Like, I'm okay. That's good.
Well, again, everyone's brought up different.
Exactly. It's all differences. Like, because I've grown up around a lot of different cultures. So if you do give me a kiss on the cheek, I'm not going to punch you, despite what some people on the internet have been saying. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. But
Dan, you know who you are.
But I will walk away and be offended and shocked and go tell my family, can you believe that this person kissed me on the cheek? They don't even know me. but then it's like, okay, but this is how
everyone's different.
This is how they work. This is how they pay respects or whatever. And you just have to, like I said, I always talk about my Iranian neighbor that I had. Anytime you go to her house, if you tell, she will give you food. Like, it's part of her culture. You don't leave her house without eating. Now, you could tell her, I'm not hungry. No, thanks you. I'm good. She will give you food and tea.
That's
you are
amazing.
not walking away from her home without having black tea.
That's so nice, though.
Oh yeah, I love it. We love going to her house. I'm like, she will feed us.
Yeah.
I learned to go hungry. She will literally bring out bowls of nuts and fruits, and she will go into her freezer and get out cake. And then she'll be like, you hungry? You want me to make something? I'm like, no, you're good. You're good.
I love that, though.
I do. I have learned to, I think that's the important thing about meeting other cultures, is that learning how the rest of the world functions, and getting out of your own little comfort zone as well. So, I mean, like, going to the meetups and stuff like that, I have learned to be greeted differently.
I have a funny story that I thought of, because Dan's in the chat. He'll probably laugh at it. So, as most of you guys know, Dan lives in Brazil, and he tells me these funny stories. So, his backyard is literally like a jungle, just like trees and such. And in Brazil, they have these, everywhere has its like own animals. Florida has these alligators, So in Brazil, he has like these monkeys.
Oh.
I think they're squirrel monkeys, just like hopping everywhere. And Dan keeps his windows open in the house. And he says sometimes these monkeys come into his kitchen and steals bananas. And I was dying at that. I was like, that's hilarious. He did also tell me the story, which really made me laugh.
That's crazy.
He said there was like this spider that was in this house, like a tarantula, big spider.
Yeah.
And he had this blowtorch nearby.
Oh no.
So he started like blowtorching it.
That's awesome.
And this thing caught on fire and was still alive and was crawling everywhere.
Now that is the Renaissance painting I want him at. Him with a blowtorch, like frying up a spider.
Can you imagine like freaking out to that? Like, you literally blowtorch a spider and it's running around on fire. It's gonna like catch your drapes on fire.
That's the stuff of nightmares.
He has stories, but I'm like, dude, how can you sleep with the window open knowing that monkeys just break into your house and live there?
He's like,
steal your food, eat your food.
That's how it is,
Crazy, different world. But yeah, I think he deserves a kiss on the cheek.
If a man would blowtorch a spider for me, yeah, I would let him kiss me.
Oh my gosh.
I might even kiss him on the cheek.
I had to kill a bug the other day.
This is hard, by the way. I need help. Like, you didn't tell me what to do.
I would probably do like a base color and then.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I'm not.
Well, Tabitha, I will say this, and I think I've already mentioned this to you. When I did the castle, everything was by a paintbrush, but everything else was by.
I'm dedicated to the cause now. We're gonna go for abstract. Well, impressionist. Like on camera, it's.
And Christopher's right. Like when I met him, I just hug everybody. Oh, I messed up here.
I think as long as it's not done creepily and all this kind of stuff, I think that you can learn to be okay with. I mean, I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I say I'm okay. It's like that Katy Perry thing, when everybody says you're fine, but you're not really fine. And yeah, that's But you learn, and again, it's just like people being okay. So I can tell this story. My first kiss ever in my life was with a woman, and not because I'm gay, but because I was at church with this wonderful Southern lady. Shout out to Jeanette. I love her. She's wonderful. She loves everybody, and she's the type of person that just gives people on the kiss without even thinking about it. It doesn't even dawn on her to not embrace you or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were always sit in the same pew at church, and I knew she would give hugs and stuff like that, but she was going in for the kiss on the cheek, and we turned in the same direction. You know, like when you go in for a hug, you kind of go like this. We didn't do that, and I didn't know she was going to kiss me.
Oh no!
I didn't know she was going to kiss my cheek, and we there
you
we go.
smacked the lips.
So that's what I was like. And then we just kind of like, she kind of just giggled, and I was just like, dear God, my first kiss was with a woman.
Wow.
Calling people's like church sounds cool. Sure, yeah, it's for the women to get out free.
That must have been so embarrassing in a way.
You do kind of look around, and I think the piano player, who was a friend of mine, I think she saw it, and she was like,
"Oh wow,
oh man,
wow, oh my gosh, it's a funny story."
My first kiss was with
I had to kill a bug the other day, and I was crying because Florida has these weird bugs. Like, my gosh,
Yes.
like, and in Canada, it snows a lot for a long time, like 7 months out of the year. So like all the bugs will go to hell. You don't have to deal with it. So
that isn't the same church I went to. No, Tommy, Tabitha is straight as an arrow. But anyway.
Straight as an arrow. I love that. I'm gonna start using that. I'm straight as an arrow.
I'm straight up.
Oh gosh, I have to kill this bug, and then like again, I'm just like a weird person. Like I kill a bug, and then I think its family's plotting my death when I go to bed, so I can't sleep because I'm like
There's got to be more of them. Where there's one.
Yeah, so I just have a hard time. I had a hard time sleeping for the past 2 days because I keep thinking there's a bug that's gonna come murder me. Bye, Christopher. Thank you for hanging out. That was awesome.
Bugs should all go to hell.
I agree.
I'm okay with ladybugs.
Well, even those things scare me. I like,
but they
butterflies.
do become an infestation, to be sure. I would say the same, except that I know that butterflies come from caterpillars, and I hate caterpillars. Growing up in Panama, they were everywhere.
Really,
I hated it, and they were terrible. And then I think I've shared this story with you before, but now I can't sleep without my ears being covered.
Yeah, same.
Because my older brother decided to tell me, because he knew my fear of caterpillars. He told me that they would crawl into my ears at night when I was asleep. And I know how they work, like how they move. I know how big they are. So now it's not so much that I'm afraid the caterpillars are going to crawl into my ears, but now I've become such a habit that I cannot sleep if my ears are uncovered.
See, I'm like that too. And that's crazy that your brother did that.
Big brothers.
What a mean thing.
Big brothers. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I cover my ears too because I just keep thinking there's gonna be a bug crawl. Because I saw this one show. I don't know if it was real or not. Maybe it was like fake. You know, like those doctor shows. Where,
yeah.
My mom was watching it.
Leave bugs alone. I hate bugs.
And there was like a bug that crawled into someone's ear and started controlling them. And so then I was like, that's gonna probably happen to me. So I always cover my ears with my hair. Like I tie it like that, with it covering my ears at nighttime so that I could rest assured that a bug won't crawl in it because my hair is like shielding my ears.
Yeah. I used to use my stuffed animals and my hair as a shield. Indigo Shark over on Kick says, I found a spider in my bed the other day. No, thank you.
Oh.
No, thank you.
You know, so there was a time where, gosh, last year, I don't know what was causing it at the time, but I was under a lot of stress, and going to bed stressful is like,
oh, it's awful.
Yeah. And
I totally
so
messed this up.
Oh, no, you're doing fine. I love it. It's so
well,
pretty.
they do kind of look like the little Mickey hats when he was a magician, but I think, like you said, I'm going to put down some base colors here, and then I'll go in somehow and put some
so pretty
some detail here. It's a little wonky looking. Oh, you were stressed out, you were saying?
Yeah, and it's so weird because I don't know how to explain it. So when you wake up, like your eyes are shut open, but you're still dreaming.
The doze.
So,
yeah.
So you see whatever it is you're dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened 3 times during that week. I was stressed out where I was laying in my bed, I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden my eyes shot awake and I see this tarantula like right in front of me because I'm dreaming.
Oh.
And then I like push myself back that I fell off my bed 3 times, like, because that's happened where like something was in front of me, like attacking me. I ever like, oh my gosh, fallen over the bed like in a shock, and then it hurts so bad when you land on the floor and it wakes you up because it's like bang, right? Because I'm still kind of dreaming, but awake. It was so weird, and gosh, it's awful. But I've had sleep paralysis before, and it's not fun.
Oh, I've never had that.
It's awful.
Sleep paralysis. That means that you can't move while you're asleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
or you can't wake up, or
yeah, and you usually it's kind of like similar to what I just explained, but you're right. You can't move. That's the difference.
I've never had it that bad.
You usually see something that you're scared of. Like some people see aliens or like
I mean,
a
I've
monster.
had nightmares before where like snakies were around and I couldn't run away or I couldn't get away, but I don't know that my physical body was.
Well, so this is different. This is like, so you know when you're dreaming and like things are a little fuzzy. So
Yeah.
this is like with sleep paralysis, your eyes open so you can see everything clearly as you do now. Like I know where this is, I know where that is, but the difference is because you're awake, like with your eyes, you're still dreaming in your head. It's kind of like how some people could sleep with their eyes open. It's weird.
No, I don't think I've ever had that.
With that, when your eyes are open, but you're aware that you're awake, but you're also kind of sleeping, you see like whatever you're dreaming come to like
Fruition.
Yeah. And so what I saw with my sleep paralysis, it was like this weird witch-like person, like a hood over. I couldn't see their face.
Oh my.
They had these long.
Did they give you an apple, a poisonous apple?
No, I wish they did though. So they had these long, creepy arms with these long nails. And so this is what happened. So it was so strange. And the first time this happened, I didn't know what sleep paralysis was. I thought I just experienced something paranormal. So this is actually, which is funny because we talked about this. I told you that now when I go to bed, I always have to like sleep with the drapes closed, right? Because it needs to be dark when I wake up. I had this conversation with Dan too, but back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to sleep with the blinds open, like the sun would come in. That's
I love it. That's how I like to wake up.
So
I want the sun to rise and
that's how I used to sleep back in the day as a teenager. It's funny how that changed. But anyway, I blame probably gaming until 3 a.m. It's probably what it is. So when my eyes opened up, there was light in the room, so I was able to see everything clearly, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I'm awake. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I can't move though. I can't get out of bed. What's happening? And my door was open to go into the hallway, and I see this shadow walk by, and I'm like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, like, you know, I close my eyes because I'm like, I can't move. What is going on? I opened it again because I felt like there was some presence. Obviously, I saw it.
The woo-woo.
And then it started coming into my room, and it was crawling on
the
floor.
It doesn't do crawling.
It was crawling on the floor at the edge of my bed, getting closer to my direction. And all I could do was close my eyes. I couldn't move. So I closed my eyes.
Dear God.
I'm like,
I'd be praying for a heart attack at that point.
I'm like, just stop. And then I feel something on my chest.
No.
And obviously I wake up. It was sitting on top of me because you do feel like pressure.
What was sitting on top of you? A person?
What I saw. So then this is what's crazy too. They can get physical. So it started to choke me. And that's
your dream?
Yeah. So this is really like touchy to talk about because there are people who actually suffer from sleep paralysis every night and they get like the R word happens to them.
How?
Because it's like, I don't know. It's like, and there are people that actually go to therapy for this.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
Some of them don't even want to sleep because of that.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. So it's a real thing. Some people have it more extreme than others. I only experienced it twice in my life where I experienced sleep paralysis. Thank God that didn't happen to me, what I just told you. Sorry.
She's hitting me.
I'm sorry.
She's getting violent over here. I
I
did break down and use the brush because
We're gonna use brushes now. That's just how it is. We did our best.
I'm very proud of the background that I
Do it.
created with just my finger, but
There you
like
go.
this is so small, and I'm not good with building, so we're just gonna
That's
see.
okay.
Everything's kind of globby. That's so interesting. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I don't wish that upon anybody, honestly.
No, the fact that it's like a dream can materialize. Now, I'm kind of go into a more serious kind of conversation. I have heard of something kind of like this where it's like spiritual warfare.
Okay.
You know, like it could be Satan and his minions trying to,
Sabotage or something.
Yeah.
So
trying to
I looked it up.
pain
Yeah. So it could very well play a part into it, perhaps. So when that happened to me and I finally was able to move, I was crying. I was scared.
Yeah, of course.
And what's funny is that no one was home that day because my mom was like,
gosh.
we're going to the flea market tomorrow. Are you coming? We have to go super early. I'm like, it's a weekend. I want to sleep in.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
I didn't end up going. So no one was home to comfort me when I woke up. So all I did was research, like, am I possessed? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And the first thing that popped up based off my symptoms was sleep paralysis. And I'm like, well, what's sleep paralysis? And it's really interesting if you look into it. Like, people see different things, but the experience is always the same in the sense of it'll crawl on you and it'll choke you.
Okay.
Now, It's weird. Some people who have experienced it spoke to me and said, you know, everyone has a different experience, but they said your experience happened all in one take. And what they meant by that was sometimes what they'll happen to them is one night the sleep paralysis would be in the corner and mocking them, just like they're standing there. The next night it will choke them. The next night it will, like, it's weird. It's really weird.
Well, because it's a mind game.
Yeah.
Essentially, it gets worse and worse as your anxiety builds. So does the negativity and everything like that. That sounds very much, because I mean, I of course am believing in Christ, and also believing in the darkness of the world and Satan and his minions. It's like I can see where he uses that for people, because it's like one of the best ways that Satan tries to distract us from doing good in the world is stress. And stress can come out in different ways. I know people that have developed cancer because of stress.
Stressed out.
And so I'm so glad that I have never experienced that. I don't think I'm strong enough mentally as a person to deal with that.
Yeah.
So
it was definitely scary.
God bless and work on the people and help the people that have who struggle with that.
Now this happened when, again, I was a teenager. Thank God it hasn't happened again since. Because it's definitely terrifying.
For sure.
But now it's like I know what it is.
Because bed is supposed to be a safe space, because everybody knows that your comforter is supposed to be your shield at night.
Now I will say, like, the chances of you getting sleep paralysis too is they say don't sleep on your back, because that's how it could likely happen.
Really?
But I've also heard people say that, like, well, I've also experienced it on my, like, laying on my stomach, which that would terrify me even more, because if you're because I feel like if you're panicking and your face is in your pillow, you're probably going to suffocate.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'd rather be on my back. Anyway, let's talk about happy stuff. Painting the Disney cancer.
All right, in camera, it's starting. I'm not doing too much detail. I do want to kind of leave it a little bit loose and flowing, because my
loosey-goosey.
My clouds. I was gonna say my candles. My clouds are like that, and so on camera, this is starting to come out okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm not mad about it. I can't wait to take off the frame. That's always a crowning moment.
Yeah, that's always like
how it goes.
I love it.
Hot take here is that Krista's been telling me about different films that I should watch, and I have never seen the Cinderella live action, so she told me to watch it. So last night I watched it. She let me know beforehand all of her opinions about it, and I watched them. I watched it, and it was good. I did tell her, I was like, to be honest though, maybe because I'm not really a romantic, I'd rather watch the live action Mulan. And it was like,
I don't like that one.
I opened up Pandora's box.
I don't like the live action Mulan. I don't like that they gave her a sister. It was just weird. Like, she's supposed to be the only child that, like, her father cared for. And it's like, even has a deeper meaning of why she left and all this. Like, I don't know. Everyone is different and what.
I didn't think it was a perfect movie, but I liked that it had a little bit more of a historical element to it. And I told her, as like, the woman that did Cinderella didn't do a bad job, but I was not necessarily impressed. And she left me a little lackluster, but she did a good job. It's just, I don't know, and Cinderella's never been my favorite Disney movie either.
Neither, yeah.
And so I know my friend Maria from Geeky Crochet, she always talked about how the dress was amazing, and it was, but I let Krista know, I was like, but I was still left. I thought that Helena Bonham Carter was more significantly dressed to the nines than Cinderella was. I was disappointed that her hair was kind of basic. All they did was just throw some sparkles in it and put
that's not basic.
And they just put a couple of twists in it, and they're like, oh, here we go. And it's like, no, she should have had something done. I think a little more flamboyant with her hair would have been.
But she's not a drag queen. Like, I think it was perfect.
But she had her hair up when she got married at the end of it.
Yeah, but that's up, not like big, like, Texas.
I didn't say that. I didn't.
Yeah, Dan's right. They removed "Make a Man Out of You." I love that song.
Well, I think, like I said, the one reason that I like the Mulan movie was because it felt a little bit more like a historical fantasy, and I liked that because it did give me some Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibes, and I know that's not a lot of Westerners' favorite film. They thought it was weird because a lot of people are not really accustomed to Chinese fantasy. So it was a little over. I remember when that came out and you're like, it's so weird. And it's like, what's a different culture? But I liked it. I mean, people are like, there was no Mushu. And it's like, yeah, this is for me, this is what I like about live
No
action.
Mushu, no Wachi.
When I like that about like the live actions is that when they're not quite as goofy as the cartoon.
How dare you?
I love it for cartoons. I don't like it for my live action. So that's like even with the Cinderella and they had, you know, the lizard man and everything like that. It's like that's all right. I whatever.
I think they did a good job. Here's the thing, and this is what I think a lot of people will agree with too, but it's like when Cinderella came out in 2015, that was like probably the peak of like when Disney started going a little downhill, right? That was like the peak of it. But when Mulan came out, it was already when Disney was like at its state that it's in. I think a lot of people were like, I ain't seen that trash because Disney's trash right now.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, I wouldn't say that Cinderella was a bad movie. It's just, it's not like, I'm like, it's all right. It's banana bread. It's fine.
I mean, it did come out almost 10 years ago now. So, you know.
Well, but there's nothing to be said for that. Lots of films that came out in the past I really, really love and probably prefer. I don't know. I guess because I like what I grew up with. And so, like Mulan wasn't necessarily a fantastic, most amazing film I'd ever seen either. I still would rather watch the cartoon.
Yes.
And, you know, so like with Cinderella, it's like I grew up watching the cartoon. I'd rather just watch the cartoon.
That's true. I think everyone feels like that. I'd rather just watch the cartoon.
I'd just rather watch what I grew up with that I know I like. Which can be hard to enjoy newer things that way.
Yeah.
The special thanks and credits of Mulan. Yeah, and I know that there was the whole controversy with. I'm not even going into all the background nonsense of the creation of Mulan. I'm just talking about the movie as it was. You know, we could go on for days about all that.
I think we agree that like it's just all bad.
It's not all good.
It's all bad. It's just how it is. Yeah, but definitely.
It's funny because, like, with the Mank and Man Out of You, my brother told me about Dan's cover for that before I even knew, like, before I joined the community or the fellowship, as they say, and everything. And it's just kind of funny how it came full circle, where it's like, hey, look,
yeah,
that man's in my chat.
Small world, let me tell you,
it's pretty cool.
Small world. I'm just gonna do a base paint, like the. And then
I was gonna say, how's it going for you?
Yeah, I'm so glad we're using brushes now.
I took over.
Yeah,
like, we're using.
I was like, I'm not gonna do it until she does.
I see how it was. You wanted me to break face first.
Yes, sorry. No, I'm just doing the base, and then I'm gonna start like with the, you know, painting the rest. I just need a base first. I'm just like that.
And then we'll block it in.
Yes.
Block it in.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. I'll give it a nice little archway here. I'm not using a detail brush, so that way I can kind of, again, still keep it kind of light and
just do
loose.
Your thing.
But I'm doing it. It's okay.
It's so pretty.
It's okay. It's not. This is talk about getting out of your comfort zone, because Tabitha loves the deets. So this is.
I love the deets too.
It's something. I'm not much of an impressionist painter. I like detail.
I think it's switched to, you're doing the Orlando one, and I'm doing the
we switched states.
We switched it. Like, you know what? Let's just switch around here.
See where
I
life
love
takes
it.
us.
Yeah.
That's nice. I don't know what you mean. Oh, about the fact that we came full circle. That
Dan Vask. Go subscribe to him. He has a small YouTube channel. He's trying
to become something, and I think it's our duty.
Please help him out.
Shout him out and help him out.
Please, it'd be nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
he's not quite as popular as Krista, but he could, with hard work and determination, he could get there.
And maybe if you change your gender, Dan, like maybe that might help too.
I mean, for me, it wouldn't, but you know, as Krista's been saying, you do you.
Yeah, just you do you. It's so funny because people like to, how do you say like, well, you're like, you only got Twitch partnered or whatever because you're a girl. And I'm like, there's a lot of like girls out there who are Twitch partnered, and I did it without showing my cleavage. Like,
this is quite, these days, that's an achievement. I've been told that before. Like, if you would just show a little skin, it'd be a little easier. And it's like, yeah, but I, for myself, I value my personal integrity more than I do clicks.
Yeah. And that's good. That's respectful.
Sorry. I was raised to save myself for someone special.
Go.
So you want to see the goods, you put a ring on it.
Hey, good way to live. Right. I I'm almost done with the architecture, and then I gotta do
Architecture.
the architecture, and then I
This
do
is
the
cute. I
details.
may feeling cute. May put it on the wall later.
I'm doing a little short of it on my
Oh, but this is kind of nice and dark though. I like.
architecture.
I like. It's a good shape.
Thank you.
I mean, at the moment, without the little towers, it kind of looks like some kind of Aztec monument there.
I'm doing a Lego block right now.
Forgotten man, good to see you. Every sub where it goes counts for Dan. That's right. CAAN Man says all of Dan's simps are in the nursing home. There's the guy. Well, could
That's so true.
that? Yeah.
He jokes about that a lot though. So
I was gonna say I've seen.
we've all seen.
We've seen. Bless
Sorry,
their
Dan.
hearts. Hey, he brings a lot of people happiness.
That's true.
In
Dan,
different
you're doing a
ways.
great service.
You're
I just
doing
have
the
to
work
say.
of God over there. You're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, you're doing good, Dan.
You're doing
Appreciate you. We appreciate you. But yeah, I
Very
remember I
good.
was watching like Dan's gosh, which one was it? I think it was Amazing Grace.
Oh, that's so
It's a
beautiful.
really good one, yeah.
I sent my mom the link to that. She's not much of the metal and stuff, and I was like, but look, this is not the kind of metal that. And I was on a stream with Dan one time, and we kind of discussed the differences in metal, and I didn't realize there were like genres within that genre. He let me know very politely that my flavor of metal is grandma music. Because I'm like a Aerosmith kind of gal, and he's like, "Oh, it's grandma metal." I'm like, "I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take it."
Grandma metal.
And yeah. So I told my mom about it. It's like it's not what you think. Like it's not what you think, and this is really dynamic. And she enjoyed it very much, as many
nice.
of us have.
Absolutely.
Imagine being a girl and being able to touch your booba whenever you want. That's right. I can. I choose not to. Self-restraint.
It's weird to do that when you're straight.
It's really weird to do that to yourself because then you're a creeper,
Yeah.
A woman feeling herself up is the equivalent of a dude feeling themselves up. So like we don't do that. I don't know any woman that just goes around grabbing her breasts for no reason. Like that would just be weird.
Danny, stop it. This is a painting stream.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
At least I try to until I get Project Egg Roll on here.
Yeah.
That was quite the experience. Phil is great.
That's cool.
He was so funny. It was my fault. I forgot to tell him that this is a family friendly show. And he's like, I am so sorry. It was great. It was great. For sure. That's nice. Don't tell your mom I said those horrible things. She might be watching right now, so I don't have to tell her anything.
There you go. Be nice, chat.
Mom's in the chat.
Mom's in the chat. But yeah, it's
good. Well, you finished up your projects for your Mario painting. What's next on the agenda?
Oh, I'm gonna be doing some Zelda paintings.
I've been wanting to do Zelda paintings for years, and I just
have some, don't you? I was like looking around. Like
I did Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was really proud of that. But I've always wanted to do like Ocarina of Time paintings because that was what I was first introduced to, and I love the colors. I love the characters. Although Wind Waker's probably my favorite.
That's
to be honest. Yeah. There's something whimsical about it, and it's so different. Like Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker are definitely like.
Well, it's what you grew up with too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like whatever you grew up with, it makes sense, and what you have the most nostalgia for.
Yeah.
Connection.
There's very few people that go against the nostalgia.
Yeah, that's right.
True. Like this is better than when I grew up. There are very few people that are like that. Oh, this is looking pretty sturdy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Cool. I could live with this.
Mine is so basic right now. I'm getting there, guys.
I was gonna say she's getting there. I'm asking her a bunch of questions because
I'm a slow painter.
I usually am too. Like I said, because I like the details. So this is actually a really good mental exercise for me because of the fact that I am having to figure out how to do things quicker, how to add detail without going detailed. And it's hard. So this is
get darker in here all of a sudden.
I think that the clouds have passed over.
Okay, I was like, whoa, what happened? Okay, don't worry. I got this.
Oh boy, says Negrinol. Phil is another level, but he's great.
Oh my gosh, his videos are so funny. Like the ones where he does those reactions of like these women, these anime big boobied women.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, Phil, you're thirsty there. little thirsty. I love how you're just painting your table.
Well, I'm blend. I've run out of roux. I'm blending. Yeah, I used to use my arm, but then that's how I got my clothes dirty. So we're learning. I'm learning as we go. Ocarina of Time is the GOAT. Well,
Yes.
so would you classify yourself as a gamer girl?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I grew up playing video games. You know, I still have my Game Boy Advance. I still have my Nintendo 64.
Same.
And you know, it's funny, and I talk about this all the time, but my siblings used to hog the TV because they were into movies. None of them were into video games like I was.
Okay.
So I think that's why, and I say this like with air quoting, but I think that's why I grew up resenting certain movies, because I'm like, nah, F that. Like, it's all about video games. And I never saw that movie because like they were always shoving it down my face. And they feel the same way with video games. Like, I ain't touching no video games. It's stupid. And I'm like, that movie is stupid. So
you're going to be stupid.
You're stupid. Yeah. So one of those arguments. So, yeah, I grew up playing video games, and then I went to high school and I got severely bullied for it by both sides, actually, because the girls were like, because I was like a tomboy, and the girls were like, you play video games, like you're a boy.
Yeah.
And then I try to hang out with the boys, they're like, ew, girl. You're a girl. Why are you playing video games? So I just felt like I didn't fit in anywhere when I was in elementary school.
I get that.
And then, of course, you know, when you reach high school, everything is sort of different. You kind of figure out like, where can I fit in?
Where do you fit in? Yeah.
And so I kind of had to, it's weird. It's like forced me to give up video games in a way. So it's like I stopped for a while because as a kid, I just wanted the new console. You know, like I had a friend, as I mentioned, across the street where I would go to her house, and we actually bonded a lot. Just the problem is we didn't go to the same high school afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that makes it hard.
Yeah, it made it hard. We didn't even go to the same elementary. We just always hung out on the weekend and whatever. Okay. Yeah, so we didn't even go to the same school really. So, you know, she had the NES and I had my 64, so we used to share a lot. And
sharing,
she was cool as heck. So yeah, you know, high school, I wasn't really into video games much because it was like, you know, I was like taught as a kid, like that's dumb and you're dumb and whatever. So I was like, where the heck do I fit in? And
the struggle of every teenager.
Then that's when I kind of started getting into like makeup and stuff. And here's what's so funny. And I've told this on stream before. So there was this one boy in particular who bullied me to hell and back in elementary school. And I mean, he pushed me on the floor. He threatened to beat me up. I had to tell my dad. I was a very quiet kid. Some people thought I was mute. That's how quiet I was. I'm being for real.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I was that shy. And so I never spoke. And so he threatened to beat me up this one time. And what made things worse too was that his big brother, who was 2 years older than him in elementary, he used to bully me too.
Oh God.
So I had him and his brother bullying me. And I remember I purposely used to, when the bell would ring after school, I used to purposely wait 10 minutes just so they could leave, so they don't have to like taunt me as I left. Because that's when they used to bully me the most, is when I'd walk back home.
Of course.
So he once threatened to really beat me up, and I was really like threatened and scared. So I told my dad, and I remember my dad picked me up that day, and my dad yelled at this little boy. He was like, you better not touch my daughter, like just like scaring him. And this was this kid's response. You could tell he was like raised by like bad parents. He was like, whatever, you know.
What an awesome dad though.
Yeah, my dad is awesome. But yeah, and then anyways, so to this point of the story, you know, went to high school, got into makeup and hair. Again, in elementary, I was a tomboy. So
that's so funny because you do come across very girly.
And so, I mean, going into high school, I had to get into like the girly stuff because I'm like, okay, where do I fit in? Let me try to fit in. And so, you know, hair, makeup. I remember the first time I ever wore a skirt, and I went over to the family like event, and they're like, that's Krista?
Oh,
like,
wow.
Krista, like, what are you doing in a skirt? You're usually like, like, I used to be a tomboy. They're like, what are you doing in a skirt? I didn't recognize you.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
This was, I was really young. But the same boy saw me in class, and he was like, are you Krista?
Oh, gosh.
I was like, I knew exactly who he was, but he didn't know who I was, because here I am.
You had a Princess Diaries moment.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah. And then I kid you not, from that day forward, he wouldn't stop being in my DMs like, we should hang out, we should go on a date. I was like, see how life works. You bully
What
the
a
girl.
douchebag.
You bully the girl, and then
Tell them about your emo phase.
So I went through an emo phase, as we all do. But hey, I want to bring that back. Like Melanie Mac, just bring in the emo phase. You know, it's coming back. We need to take that back, honestly, because a lot of people see it as like the SJW now with the colored hair. Like, no, we need to take that back. I wasn't emo for that long, but I think I send you a picture, Dan? I have a picture somewhere. I mean, it's not that different. I just had like the bangs, the black hair.
Dude's like, on a scale of one to Melanie Mac, how tomboyish were you?
I mean, when I was a kid, I just liked the color blue. I liked boy clothes. You know, all things to do with like I didn't even own a Barbie until I turned 18.
Wow. I did have I was very tomboyish, but I was like the good healthy mixture of a lot of women, where it was like I loved to play in the mud. I loved playing in the mud. I loved playing army men. Like little army men dudes were like amazing. I had Batman action figures. I had an older brother, you know, so I had action figures. I had Micro Machines and Transformers, like the Beast Wars. Rat Trap was my favorite. I loved it. Biker Mice from Mars. But I did have my Barbies, and a lot of times my Barbies would end up married to the G.I. Joes that my brother had. And I didn't really, I mean, I wore girly clothes, but like, I think it was like I said, it was this healthy mixture of being girly, but still being a tomboy. Like I could wear a shirt that was pink and green. One of my favorite ones was pink and green, had little ballerina white kitties on the border. And I would go outside and roll in the dirt and climb trees. That's funny. Like it's fine. There was no weirdness to it. Absolutely no weirdness. And thank you over on Kick for the new follows, Greg McHome. And yeah, you know, there was never, and I always tell people like, yeah, I kind of basic with a lot of the outfits and whatnot. I was never a fashionista. I was more about my hair than I was about my outfits or whatever. But I did have one, like I call it my Gone with the Wind dress. It was a lavender dressy dress that had like multiple layers of fabric underneath, so it was very swooshy and boof, you know, like all this kind of stuff. And like a lot of little girls, I love to spin and then you stop and the dress keeps going and then it comes back. But it was like, that was my favorite dress. But it was like, as soon as church was over, it's like, man, let's put on our shorts, let's go outside and climb trees.
Yeah, I know. As a kid, like I just wore like these boy clothes, like these long basketball shorts and like these t-shirts. I was just a tomboy. Like I looked like a tomboy.
I looked like trash when I was a teenager. I don't know, I wasn't around enough people to be influenced as far as, I don't know if I ever had an emo fit. Tell me what that is. Like at one point when I was a teenager, very self-conscious of my appearance, I did like having my hair in my face, and I wore oversized clothing, like hoodies all the time, baggy black pants, and like that was pretty much my look. What is that, emo? What is emo? I don't know. I didn't have a lot of friends when I was a teenager. We traveled a lot. I was homeschooled. A lot of people know that, and so I didn't really have outside influence. I just kind of fumbled through life. What exactly is an emo phase? Does everybody have one? Is this normal? Like
yeah, it's like, I mean, I feel like if I were to tell you, it'd be the wrong definition, but I would have to look it up to
Drunk Creepy on the chat saying I'm in Dallas and I ate too much barbecue. Well, good. I hope you stay there so you don't destroy my brushes. I was telling everybody how when you came on my stream, you killed my brushes, and that was rude, sir. But I guess that was my fault because I'm the teacher and I should have instructed you how to paint. I did, and he painted Pandora. He did, from Avatar. He's got bubbles and ew. All right, give us your best definition of emo phase, or what it is.
Depression look.
Okay, well, I mean, I think
no. Okay, so emo is like a grunge look where it's like, you know, dark hair, you know, you dye black, you wear like the eyeliner that's all like black clothing where it's just,
I didn't wear makeup as a teenager.
Okay. So. But there's different like varieties. Like there's, you know, people who are goth, people, I think there was like another one called scene. There was a scene.
I was gonna say, I've heard about the scene, and they have a particular haircut, and don't they have like, it's like
more
blue and black hair?
Yeah, scene is more like colorful. So emo's like black. black and white, like, and then scene is like more colorful, where it's like they add like the colored hair and they're more vibrant with their outfits rather than black. So yeah.
Okay, well, I wonder. Well, again, I didn't have a lot of influence from other people, so I'm wondering if that was my emo phase where I didn't really make my.
Okay, if I use this one for detail,
As long as you keep it safe.
I will.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Dan Vask, I need a shower, says Drunk 3PO. Well, so does Dan. Apparently, he drips oil from his hands for a salad. Genghis Yan followed over on Kick. How long did it take us to paint this?
I'm not done yet.
It's about 2 hours. Well, we did an introduction, about 2-ish hours because we had to mix our paints. I really wanted to use this cranberry color, but
I'm using it now for the detail.
I'm pretty much done. I think
oh my gosh!
I'm afraid
I'm
that
not
I'm afraid that if I do more. So we're going to try adding some cranberry to the background down here. We're going to see what we can do.
I'm not good.
I'm going to mess this up probably. Vask oil, says Keenan. I like it. You could probably sell that. Vask oil. What is this?
Oil?
It's Vask oil. It makes your hair manlier, if that's possible. I remember though, one time my mom finally had to, because I used to wear beanies too. Like that was the thing. Like you just wear a beanie even when it's not cold outside. And I had a bad attitude. Like I just didn't know how to be happy, if that makes sense. And it wasn't like I was going through depression. It was just like, I don't know. It was just a weird, awkward scene where I lost my, if that makes sense, I kind of like lost my femininity from childhood. And yeah, I was kind of like discovering what, who I was.
Yeah.
Although I didn't really figure out who I was until I was about 29.
That's funny.
Because he had a lot of different people influencing you. You need to look like this. You need to look like that. Don't wear this. Don't wear that. And I know one time my mom just finally had to have a conversation, and my dad did too, where it was just like, okay, we're not wearing beanies. It's not cold outside. And it was like, okay, which I'm kind of grateful for because it was hot under there, but it was kind of like this act of rebellion. Like, I'm just going to wear what I want because it looks cool.
It looks cool, Dad. How dare you?
Which really it didn't. It didn't make any sense to wear it. I come from a very practical family. It didn't make sense.
It's funny because like, I've said this before, but like my mom and dad are like total opposites, which is, I don't know how they met or came to be. I guess opposites attract. My dad is more like country guy and my mom is city gal. And, you know, when I would wear this like grunge makeup during my emo phase, my mom would be like, look at this makeup she has on. My dad would be like,
what makeup?
Where?
That would have been probably my dad. I remember okay, I don't know how it is for you, you know, very different family dynamics there. But I started becoming an adult, you know. And you start realizing that you can kind of do what you want to do. I was still very respectful and fearful of my parents, but one time, and I had a moment of sass, and I didn't mean to, but I was in my early 20s, so it wasn't like I was a child, right? But I remember that I didn't properly wash my makeup off the day before. Went to bed, and when I woke up, I did my makeup again, and back then I was just a little bit of eyeliner, some mascara, but there had been some leftover underneath my eye, and that was during a phase where, you know, black around the eyes, you know, was kind of a look, and I didn't mind it. I thought I looked pretty nice. It wasn't a lot, just enough, but my mom noticed it, and she didn't like it.
No.
And she was saying something like, you have it like black. She said, you have black smudged under your eyes. You need to wash that off. And I looked at her, and I wasn't trying to be like disrespectful, but it was just kind of like, it was one of the first times where I started learning to stand up for myself. But I don't want to say to my mom. My mom was great. Like, I think it's just everybody as they grow. Well, it's more of like learning as you grow into your
opinion.
You're allowed to have your opinion, and it's the same thing for parents too. That's hard. Nobody thinks about that too. It's hard for parents when all of a sudden you realize my child is not a child anymore. And I think that was one of these moments. And I looked at my mom and I said, well, maybe I like it that way. Well, and she gave me a look. My mom has this thing where she somehow
gives you a look.
Well, it's not just a look. She somehow is able to shrink her head back like this. And whenever she does that, I get very nervous.
Whoa.
And she walked away from me.
Oh my gosh.
And I felt bad. I love my mom. My mom and I have a really great relationship. But part of my brain was conflicted because I was like, I didn't do anything wrong.
Right, right. Oh my gosh.
And I remember I went to my aunt and I said, could you talk to my mom?
Please talk to my mom.
And tell her. And she was like, and that's when she told me, and this was a very much a learning moment for me for just, I love studying people and everything like that, where she was like, well, this might be a time for her that she also has to learn that you're not a child anymore. And I was like, I was like, wow. And so in a way, it gave me some sympathy for my mom because I thought, wow, that had to be hard when you realize I can't just always tell my kid what to do. And so I was like, wow, that had to have been really hard for her. And I didn't mean it to be disrespectful, but at the same, I really only said it because I was irritated because it's like, I know I had black stuff. I usually don't put that underneath. And I'm like, I just don't want to deal with it. I have a problem where I don't like to be told to fix something that I already know I need to fix. I just haven't had the time.
I see.
And so, unfortunately, it came. Oh, poor Dan. Poor Dan. Says Tabitha, Jay is bullying me. I'm sorry. I'll have a word with him, as if I could do anything about it. I'll DM him and be like, stop, and that should fix it.
How dare you bully?
I'm that powerful, apparently. At least you weren't raised by weirdo parents in this day and age. Of course not. I'm very grateful for all of what.
Absolutely.
You look like you're in your early 20s now. Oh my goodness, Dom over there, Dom H over on Kick, gifting 5.
Hey, Dom.
As Nomi would say, you're a real one. I do have custom emotes for him over on my Kick. I want to fill it up with some Dom H's. Where are they? Because if you subscribe over there, you get your own custom little emotes.
Let's go.
I love it. There we go. Dom H is in the chat. Thank you so much. You're an awesome dude. I appreciate you.
Dom is awesome.
I appreciate your support. I hear nothing but good things about Dom H.
Really big supporter.
You're welcome, Dan. I'm going to talk to him. I'll be like, stop. Dan is too sensitive for your negativity.
How dare you?
Will that fix it? Is that okay, Dan? Krista is now doing an invisible castle. Looks great.
I'm taking my time here. Like, look, I'm doing detail.
It's a good. Well, see, guys, mine is not accurate. Okay, Krista's is.
I'm trying my best.
When the sun is behind you, the details get lost in the foreground because there's no light. So mine is not accurate while magical looking. Krista's is accurate because the sun is going down. There's no light.
You're just beautiful. I feel so bad. I'm taking forever.
I like that you have more water. Actually, the thing is, apparently my castle is an island because I didn't make ground. I just put it right in the water.
I love it. It's magical. It's a magical castle. That's what it is.
Tell Dan and Jay if they don't behave, you're going to turn the car around. That's right. That's right. We're not going to McDonald's. That's right.
Oh, I want to go to McDonald's now. I'm craving it.
Favorite thing at McDonald's?
Chicken nuggets, of course.
Yeah, there's something evil about the power of McDonald's chicken nuggets.
I'm addicted.
They're not good for you, but they're wonderful.
Oh yeah,
they're wonderful. Let's see.
I need to draw some sparkles. Hang on, I'm still trusting the process, guys.
Draw sparkles. Now that is a challenge I think I refuse to undertake. Do you know how difficult it is to do reflective surfaces like that?
Well, no, I meant not sparkle, but you know what I mean when I say sparkle. No,
I don't. That's why I'm making the comment that I don't you're a draw sparkles.
You don't talk foreigner. I need to make the sparkles.
Okay, all right.
I'm doing me.
You do you.
I'm doing me.
All right. I'm darkening the edges here, create some vignetting. But then, of course, we want to make sure that we have some highlights. Yeah, I'm going to teach since Chris has abandoned me. So and we're going to just put a little trace of this and that on there, which I used the wrong color. So we're going to have to compensate.
I'm not used to painting so. Hang on.
Neither am I. That's why you're here. You're supposed to teach me how to do this.
I'm painting right in front of me. This is how I'm used to doing it. Almost like drawing.
I don't know. I don't draw like that either.
Really?
I don't draw like this.
Everyone's different.
I mean, maybe when I was in class, because I didn't want people to see what I was doing.
I'm drawing like a kid. I'm like,
I messed up this other side. No.
You like what I did? Can I put it on the fridge?
I know.
Mom, Dad, please.
I think we should normalize adults putting their art on the fridge.
Art on the fridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a magical moment when somebody takes the time to display your artwork on the fridge.
Yeah.
And I tell you, we were talking about nostalgia, that will do it.
Of course.
Like that will do it. If somebody, because it does, it reminds you of being a child, and
Yeah.
it's like that moment when your mom was like, this is good enough for everyone to see every time they want a drink of water.
Yep.
And so I might do that. I'm going to put this on the fridge.
Let's do it.
Put it on the fridge.
Hang on a minute. I'm adding some how do you say, like, highlights to it now.
You do speak foreigner, because I only know people that learn English. Like, how do you say? I don't know that I've ever met somebody in America that, unless they're just like, how do you say the word that's like this? But they don't just kind of, how do you say,
How do you say this? Yeah, I say that a lot. I'm like, how do you say this? How do you say this? I've gotten
which is
better.
weird because you speak English. I mean,
I do speak. I speak like, it's weird. I speak weird English. So it's like
Canadian English.
not even. It's so strange. I grew up a very confused child because
Oh, blaming it on your parents.
I am. Yes, I am blaming it on my parents because here's the thing. I had to grow up speaking Italian, not just one Italian, two kind of dialects, because my mom's from Sicily, my dad's from Rome, and that's two different dialects. When they speak, they don't understand each other. So I have to speak two different types of Italians, French and English. So I grew up so confused.
Yeah.
And so it's like we call things in the household like by certain names, and it's not in English. So when I'm like talking to someone, I'm like, pass me this. And they're like, what is that? I'm like, how do you say it in English?
I have heard that from numerous people that are like bilingual or whatever like that, that there are moments where their brain kind of pauses because they're conflicted.
Yeah.
Two different languages are trying to make up what their understanding of something is. And my mom being bilingual as well, like she will pause, like I have to remind her, because she'll be like, I can't think of it. And sometimes she'll be like, a lot of people when they are bilingual, they'll kind of put themselves down because it's like, oh, I'm so stupid or whatever like that. It's like, no, you're not. You're actually smarter than most people because you've learned two different languages.
Yep.
And that your brain is just having a little bit of a misconnection there because it's trying to draw from the abundance of knowledge that it has. And I told her, if anything, you get a free pass because you're
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, my mom speaks 5 languages.
5 languages.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
She knows Spanish too. So when she comes here, like, and red. I don't know why I have red in here.
I hate when that happens.
But yeah, she'll like know how to speak Spanish when she comes to America. Espanol.
Well, I've also heard from people that, especially here in Florida, because there's so many variety of Spanish. So you've got the Haitian Creole, and then you've got Dominican, and then you have, Mexican, Puerto Rican,
She knows,
all this
I think,
kind of
the
stuff.
basic.
And so it's like, Dan says, wow, I'm smart.
Wow, I'm smart. I know different things.
It's true. Krista is one confused bambina.
Bambina.
Nice. So do you speak these languages fluently now or just bits and pieces?
I will say I lost a little bit of my Italian touch. I've only really spoke Italian around my grandmother, but since she's passed, she didn't speak any English. The only English she knew was the bad words.
Of course.
Yeah, I know, because like whenever she would get those scam calls, she'd be like, "Hello, hello, okay, 1 minute, and just hang up.
Grandmas are the best.
Yeah.
I don't think my grandmother would ever say that during the day, but she might during the night. Yeah, being 84, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm gonna call it a day with my painting. I don't want to rush you. You take your time, you have your fun, but
I'm
I'm
like,
like
talk to chat.
I'm gonna. I kind of like it with this floral frame.
It's so beautiful
at the same time, but like I kind of want to take it off to see what the clean edges look like. So here we go. We're gonna
the unveiling.
You guys ready for this?
Yes.
Here we go.
I love it.
Okay, there's one. And our water is turning into milk, like purple milk.
Because
it's so thick. Ooh, it's quite satisfying having those nice edges there.
Yeah.
Clean.
I'm still trying to.
Oh, your little rooftops look good. That's a nice glow.
I'm trying my
She's
best.
glowing, guys.
It's glowing. Yep.
Maybe I could sell this at Epcot next year at the art festival. You never know. People will buy all kinds of cool I love the unfinished edge over here. That's actually really cool.
I love it.
I like this. Oh shoot, there's nobody pay attention. Hide it there.
Wow, did you do the background by finger painting? Who taught you that?
Enough. Wasn't Krista Nova.
Ah. Whose idea was it?
That was Krista.
Yeah, participation.
There was one question I was going to ask you. It's
Okay.
kind of a tough one here.
Oh,
Kind of a tough one.
okay, I'm ready.
We do have quite the group of males in the chat, but maybe there might be some females out there. How do you, have you ever experienced, let me ask you this question first. Have you ever experienced online criticism?
Online criticism, like in any way, or just?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. So, I mean, I know it's kind of a stupid question, but I figured I'd give people some. Not everybody knows who you are. By the way, this is Krista Nova. I totally forgot to do it intro when you were on. I just like took it for granted. Like everybody knows, but there are some people that watch my channel that do not know. So this is Krista Nova from Geeks and Gamers and Park Hoppin' here on the internet. A lot of things to do with pop culture. Obviously, we talked about journalism with Park Hoppin' and things like that. And also she's now doing arts and crafts and doing a great job, except she's a terrible teacher. But
I go to school.
She messed up my purple. And
I've been using it though.
well, that's nice. I didn't even get a chance to use my purple. But she, was it like, what do? You produce? I'm not exactly sure what you do on Main Event. You sit there, look pretty, and stare off into the different directions.
That's what a lot of people think I'm doing. There, and
I think she's playing mahjong or solitaire, to be honest.
God forbid I even eat. Like they get so pissed off. I don't mean the chat. I mean the comments afterwards. And it's usually, I don't know why, by females. They're like, how rude that girl is eating. I'm like, what? I'm not allowed to eat?
Yeah, and Main Event goes for like what, 4 hours?
Gosh, I get the munchies. Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah. So what I do on Tuesday night's Main Event usually. So there's a lot of preparations that go into it. So for starters, obviously I have to gather the guests for the day,
right?
And that takes a lot in itself because you get some people, and I'm the one that's having to reach out to people, not them reaching out to me.
Yeah.
So I have to be like, hello, can you make it tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern? Can you do that? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Write down who's available, who's not available. And then if we have a special guest for that day, I have to reach out to them like a day or two before to like confirm. And then later that night, usually for the day, I create a group chat of the people who are going to be there, who confirmed. And I say, here are the topics, this is the time. If you have any special links, like drop them here and our mod will put them in the mod chat and so on and so forth. And then on the actual stream, I open up a side page, which X-Ray Girl does this too for Friday Night Heights, is she would have a spreadsheet where she would log all of the super chats because to get them on the back end is such a hassle because how do you say? It's like they go away. They go away sometimes. So it's better if I log them in so that it's there and not going anywhere. And it's organized that way because when they read them, I highlight it in red because it's red. Get it?
Yeah.
So red because it's red. And then sometimes the way I organize it is like, $10 super chats, $20, $50. Sometimes I even have a column for important super chats, and that's usually for the guests.
And that's everybody.
No. I mean like let's say if someone says, hey, it's my birthday today, like I'll put in there, even if it's $2, or hey, a question for the guest on the panel. Like I have to put in the important because by the time we go down the list, it's gone.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. So and some of it might not sound like hard work to people who don't work online or with computers, but like it's a lot to keep up with stuff that's constantly changing and things that the people are going to ask you questions for on the drop of a hat. Be like, hey, where was that one that did this? And you have to go find, and that's all. So, well, as you were just saying, then there's this criticism. So would you say in the female space, let's just go ahead and genderize everything. In the female space, how do you handle the criticism? Like as a female, do you find that it's different for men than it is for women?
No, I think that it's equally the same. Now, obviously, when it comes to the chat, like our audience at Geeks and Gamers is mostly male. And, it's only natural for them to pick on the guys because, they're the target. And, the guys are very sweet in chat. They're nice to the girls, which is, how it usually goes. Because if there's girls in the chat, they're usually mean to the girls. Usually, like when they're fans of Dan Vasc that are 70 years old, they're going to target me. So, I think it's on par depending on the gender too, you know, of like
yeah, depending on the situation.
Yeah. But you know, when it comes to criticism, that's just part of the internet. You know, you're either built for it or you're not. And you just gotta roll with it. And we mostly have supporters rather than people who are negative, and that just says a lot as our community, you know, because we do have a really supportive community.
Dude man, that's what I heard too. 7-year-old fans of Dad asking me 70. I heard 7, but I knew what she meant. At least I think
70. Did I say that? 70?
Oh, so she says 70 instead of 70.
Oh,
70.
70.
We say 70.
Probably why. Sorry,
you and that bad. Canadian English.
I don't know English.
So Elson Barrett says, so if I want my $2 super red first, I have to say, question for the panel, Dan Vasquez.
No, like it has to be serious stuff. Like, hey, I proposed to my girlfriend or whatever. Like, it's what I'm trying to say is like, you know, it's for the people who obviously did good or wanted to, or have it a special event, and I'm like, oh, that's nice, let me put it in the front, you know.
I like what Elson Barrett says over here. The picture of Krista that Tabitha shows for the thumbnail is fake news, everyone. By the way, I had permission to use that picture.
She did. It's funny because it's so fitting because the cat, which isn't in there, it's just like the picture that was taken. Jay's the one that took that picture of me.
Naturally.
That he took of me at Disney, and the castle is in the background, which is not in the thumbnail. It's just that picture is very iconic.
It's in the background. There we go.
Gosh, I don't know what I did. You know what I think happened? I was like licking my lips because like I was like getting ready for a picture. Like I was like,
and he just kind of,
and he's just like snapped it. Yeah, and it was sunny. I don't know what was.
I feel like that's one of those moments. You know, you ever seen on Instagram where they say me when I take like either my best friend or my boyfriend's picture versus when my boyfriend takes a picture of me. I feel like that was one of those moments for sure. By the way, Buster Voodoo over on Kick saying, shouldn't you guys be wearing smocks while you're finger painting? We're hardcore over here. We're hardcore. We're dressed nice.
Do things different.
And do things differently. I think somebody else said something about wearing smocks and whatever. Somebody did say, why are we using brushes if we're supposed to be finger painting?
We gave up.
We made a creative decision. We actually did our background. I did my background and my foreground all by finger. The castle, I started with the finger there on like
I did the castle with the finger for the most part. Well, no, wait, sorry, no, the brush I did. The background and the ground and the water I did. But I'm not done. And
so most of this was done. The details were done with the brush because I couldn't get in between the different towers and stuff like that. Everyone was starting to become blotchy, and I'm like, if I want to save this and make it beautiful, I'm gonna have to break the rules. But it was okay because apparently there were not many rules and everything.
There are no rules.
There are no rules in baseball. John Thomas says everyone loves Krista.
Thank you, John.
Jay takes the best Krista photo, apparently.
Dude, I have so many. I posted about it on my story, like the collage of Jay just like taking these weird photos of me at Disney or any theme park, really, and it's just so bad. Like oh gosh, it's awful.
Dan says there's no such thing as a bad Dan Vasque pick.
I need your confidence, Dan.
I was gonna say, if I could you that oil that you produce, the Vasque oil, does that have charisma in it?
Don't say Vasque oil. People are going to take the wrong.
Yeah. Dan Vasque, challenge accepted. Well, okay. So how would you, I've asked you this before but not obviously live because, you know, it is difficult to deal sometimes with the negativity online for newcomers, especially. But what is one way that you've learned to either, you know, combat the negativity?
Honestly, like, so what I do is I acknowledge the positivity rather than the negativity. Whereas before I used to do the opposite. I used to like call out on, you know, the negative people and respond to them. But then I've noticed like, why am I giving my attention to the negative when I could be giving it to the positive? Because those are the people that are going to support you. Those are the people that are there for you at the end of the day. So that's where I changed up the attitude. And when you change up your attitude, I think that is what, you know, could change as a whole. And that's exactly what I did. And so that's how I deal with it. The good outweighs the bad is the best way to put it, right? It's like just focus on the positive and that's just how I do
Focus on the positive, because it can't. Has it ever? I mean, if we might, Dab, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But has there ever been a time where like the comments struck a nerve? And I'm not saying like you have to tell me what it was, but it's more of like you felt like you wanted to say something, because everybody has, you know, a moment where somebody says something and it does it. They usually say that the only reason that criticism gets on your nerves is because they struck a nerve.
Yeah, of course. Like, of course, there's going to be days when comments get to you. You know, you're going to have a bad day, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here we go, bad comments. Like, there's always going to be days like that. And of course, there are days where it bothers you. It's natural, right? Like, no one wants to see these things or whatever. And I think what hurts
Nobody
most,
wants you to criticize your finger painting and say, wow, you're using brushes.
yeah, I mean, so anyway, so yeah, I mean, there are days where it could get to you, but again, you just have to look at the positive and just move forward and look at the bigger picture, really. Yeah, of course. And it goes for everybody, not just me. There are days where, yeah, of course, the negative comments get to you, but it's the internet. As long as you realize it's the internet, then, you know.
The internet's not the real world. The more that you
realize
exist in the real world, the more you realize that the internet is just like this overhyped version of the real world. I've noticed that because, you know, people will have really strong, and we all know this, but the internet will have very strong opinions about things that they would never actually say to your face. But they, like, we call them keyboard warriors. They feel like they can say whatever they want to behind the screen.
Yeah.
But in real life, they would never have the gall or the indecency to say that to you. They would actually be more respectful. Now, there are obviously going to be weirdos out there that do crazy things, but that's nothing new. That's been around forever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, people crucified Jesus. You ain't special.
True.
So,
that's true.
Focusing, says Galford's dog, focusing on positivity is what really drives the haters nuts. And actually,
true.
Actually, that's a biblical principle. If you guys didn't know, I think it's in the book of Proverbs. It's not, if not, it's one of the prophet books. But basically it says that if you're kind to your enemies, if you offer your enemy a cup of cold water, the Bible literally says it's like pouring hot coals on top of their head. And the idea behind that is that it's in their mind, it's not cruel, but in their mind, it's actually crueler to be kind than it is to be hateful. And it's very difficult. Obviously, you have to put your pride aside and everything like that when you don't want to respond. But being kind, there's also it's like love your enemies to death is basically what it's trying to say. But that's really difficult. There are a lot of people I don't feel like giving water to.
I'm trying so hard to like speed up. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know. I feel bad. Like I don't want you to speed up. Like
I'm so
I want
sorry.
you. I want you to take your time. Let's let the people see. Here, let me put this back. Let me add it to it. What does it look like? Let's give them an update.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm trying my best here.
No, it looks good. Oh, it looks like a gingerbread castle. I like that. It looks like gingerbread, like a Disney gingerbread castle. You should put some snow on the ground. Make it Christmas time. And
I need to blend out the water too. I'm just like, I'm just like waiting.
A Dude McMahon gives us Proverbs 25, 21 through 22. I don't understand, says Can Man, how people can say bad things about Krista. She is the nicest, most positive person there is. I don't know. I've met some nicer people.
Thanks.
I mean, you guys heard my story about the woman who gave me a kiss in church, right?
Yeah.
Krista's never done that, and I'm not saying she should. Everybody says it's great, Krista. It's looking good.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Great. No. I can hear you scraping my paintbrush.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here.
And it's not the ASMR that I want.
All right. Well, here it's still holding its shape.
That's because she's trying to paint big areas with a detail brush.
I know. I'm just using.
I might as well have drunk 3PO here.
Hey, hang on.
Reliving trauma.
Sorry.
It's gonna sit on my chest tonight.
Why the dog? What did you put in here?
It's cranberry. It's got red in it. You have to have red to create cranberry.
Hang on a minute.
Oh my gosh. Rest in peace, Tabitha's
toothbrush.
Paintbrushes. I have dyslexia. Okay.
My bad.
The chat moves quickly too. First Jay ruins her brushes. Now Krista. I know.
We're the same person.
It took 2 years to get over that, and here it is.
Someone donate to have Tabitha get new brushes.
Discount superhero. Hello. It says it just got weird.
Hi.
Have no fear. Discount superhero is here.
Hi.
Brush lives matter. It's true. Okay, so brushes are expensive, guys. When you
are.
really want to get into it, and detail brushes, especially because you want to make sure that they stay fine tipped. Otherwise, there's no point for it, right? Which, no pun intended. I told her this story about when I went to.
Look at it. It's perfect. I did okay with it.
Is the fact that I went to the craft store to specifically get a detail brush, fine tipped detail brush. Okay. And the dude at the cash register scanning it and just throws it in the bag. Thank God that most of the time those brushes come with those little plastic tubes on the top, because otherwise, there's no point. He damaged it. I about let him have a piece of my mind, because those brushes can easily be $7 a brush. Okay. And it made it home safely, but still, I was like, just a little bit.
How dare he?
Conroy 1776 says, honest with the haters. Now the brushes are ruined. I just spat everywhere.
Oh no.
Sorry. Whoops. What? So would this be a brush with death?
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Gosh, I'm okay.
Here lies Tabitha sanity. Rest in peace. No, I could hear it was like scrape.
I'm
scrape.
sorry.
And it's like, just get more paint. It's okay. I'm not using it anymore because I'm finished. No, you're good. Oh, that's good. Is that grass?
Yeah.
This was one of the expensive brushes that I bought. No. I shouldn't have led with that. And it served its time. But after a while, it's going to happen that your brushes wear out. The bristles flare and everything. But you don't have to do it when you first start. But that brush has been very kind to me. It's been modified since I last got it. It's a great brush to be aggressive with, because I don't care anymore, because it's But like, that's why painters will have like hundreds, if not dozens, if not hundreds of paintbrushes, because they look like they're really sad condition, but that's because you're comfortable being aggressive with them, because they're, if you will, they're not of use anymore, but you realize they are, because you don't care anymore. Look, she's grabbing another paintbrush.
I don't know what to do. I'm so confused.
What do you need? Can I help you?
Yes. I want to make more detail on my castle.
Okay. Well, what kind of detail? Talking shadows and highlights?
No, I need highlights. I already have enough shadow. I was gonna do like more highlights, so I need a lighter brown, like a lighter brown.
Well, first we would need brown, and I didn't make brown.
Well, like maybe I could take the
cranberry will work, because this is brown, to be fair. So if you want lighter, obviously you're going to add a little bit of white, or you could take this lavender to it, so that way it's not stark white.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could possibly add just a little bit of yellow. It will change the color just a little bit, but it won't be a harsh brightness. It just kind of depends on what you're going for.
It's so weird. So like, that's something that I'm new to. Like I've done it before with painting. So with me, I have like almost every color of the rainbow already like in a bottle form. So I'm not really used to the mixing much. Like the only way I'll do it is like if the paint requires like different kinds of blues, and I already have 3 bottles of blues, and it's like I have to add some black and some white, but I'm not really doing the whole like mixing the blue with the red. Like it's like if I want purple, it's like I have purple. So this is all new to me.
She's saying that I'm doing it wrong.
No. I'm saying I'm new to it, so I need help. I want to make.
By the way, she's gone back to finger painting. I just want everybody to see that.
Yeah, I have. I went back to the roots of things. You know what? I'll use some yellow, because that will help. Maybe
it brightens it without making it. I don't know. It's colors are funny. It brightens it without making it lighter. I know that sounds contradictory, but it's
puke
when you're but a lot of times the ugly colors work well. If you get just a smidge of the original color with this as well, it's not such a harsh change. Whereas when you put white in there, immediately it's going to become creamier color. A lot of times I do like to incorporate white into my paintings, because I find it to be a really good blending agent, as well as it does keep things kind of creamy. Some people don't like that, and I am learning more about color myself. That's why I told Krista, I'm like, I tell all my guests, I make all of my colors as far as like I buy the primary black and white, and then I make everything else. I don't because
I'm still learning with that.
I found a YouTuber again, every YouTube University. I found a YouTuber that teacher who was talking about that, and I'm like, I want to try that. And then I found that I save money this way. If I just get large vats of the primary colors and then I can just make my own colors. And the great thing about that is that nobody then, every time you paint, of course, it's going to be an original, but it's more of like the star of the original because nobody can fabricate your colors exactly. You're not getting the same blue from the store like everybody else. That's even though you'll put your own flair to it. Literally now everything, like my entire painting is all my own. They're all my colors. And yeah, so as you get more creative,
it's like original
and very personal. So that's why I'm saying I like to incorporate white in a lot of my colors because it's creamier this way. A lot of people don't do it, but that's when you find what works for you, what's your style, what's your version. Krista is a great teacher. She was just teaching you how not to treat the brushes. That's exactly what Jay said too.
Sorry.
Oh, wow, that hurts. Which castle is that, Krista?
This is the
Schwanstein.
the Disneyland one.
Disneyland. I made Disney World. Apparently, we switched castles. When you have a service for your dead brushes, When you have a service for your dead brushes, we're happy to watch them stream. Well, one time I did have a coloring stream, and I remember we all mourned for G12. I believe it was my Copic marker. It's still over there. I haven't replaced it. Is it G12? Yep. Let me bring it back. Let's pay our respects for G12.
You still have it?
A moment of silence for G12.
There you go. R.I.P.
Silence. No, sorry. Copic markers are expensive, so that's why G12 hasn't been replaced yet, along with the other collection of markers that I haven't replaced yet. Let's see. Krista's finger painting skills would have made her a boss cave woman. Yeah. Lascaux. The brushes are your friends. They are your friends.
I try. I'm just rushing at this point. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it as is.
Thank you for the respect, Elsa Berry. Thank you for the respect. Yeah. Rest in pain. That's right.
Rest in pain.
No, look at it on the camera though. Paintings do look better further away. There's always the joke about it looks good if you squint your eyes. Exactly. Across the street. I've heard all of it. Look, I've been teaching paintings for years and years and years. I've heard all of it. It's whatever. But it is true. A lot of times the paintings do look better about 10 or so feet away because then it all comes together. Rather than focusing on everything individually, it looks better further away.
I look good if you squint your eyes and just, don't look at the imperfections.
That's why I'm glad I don't have like HD cameras so you can't see the fine lines on my face.
Jeremy has that. And I'm like, how do you do that, dude?
Because guys don't care about their wrinkles.
They don't know.
See, Achilles Jones, good to see you, says a gingerbread castle. That's what I think that's cute.
It's a Disney gingerbread castle. Yeah.
I like Can Man here. I feel like it's the compliment that, is trying. It looks good, Chris. It's just different.
Okay. I have more.
That's it. I ordered a whole bag. It's all good. Chris is like, we're going to need wipes. I'm like, we'll be fine. But I ordered the wipes. It's the one thing she told me to have.
I'm going to have to go back to this because I focused too much on.
She's focused too much.
Tabitha's reading chat.
They look good from my house, says the Forgotten Man. Yeah, they do. I mean, look at that. See, you guys see, like if it's close up, but then it's further away. See, it does. I'm always impressed with my stuff when I set it back further, and I don't mean that snarkily. Raider, thank you for the follow over on Kick. Legendary man.
Raider, I love Raider.
The last gate jumper says, "Hi, Krista."
Hi.
Nardigal.
I
would say Nardigal.
What's funny is like the first time I asked him, I was like, what is like your name? Is it Nagarnal? He's like, yeah, you got him the first try. I'm like, let's go.
Wow. I had the pleasure of meeting him at MegaCon and I still can't get the name correctly.
Nagarnal.
Whoa, Raider just gifted 10 subs over on Kick.
Let's go, Raider.
Golf clap. I do have a stream deck. I might need to talk to Krista and be like, hey.
Oh, easy.
Can you set that up for me? Now, I don't want any bodily function noises. I'm good with that. But I need to learn how to set that up to have celebratory moments. Tabitha looks more artistic. Krista looks like that more anime cell shaded look. Oh, you're talking about our paintings. I thought you're talking about us.
Wait, more what?
Tabitha's
Cell shaded. Oh,
cell shaded like the anime. Yeah, well, you know what? You
fan.
would be surprised about how much what we watch influences how we create.
Yeah,
for sure.
Truth.
11 out of 10 would storm those castles. Well, good.
No.
Just don't say his name too fast. Who? Beetlejuice? Voldemort?
Beetlejuice.
I don't know. Raider is a legend, is what
I love
say.
Raider.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. I appreciate that. Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, Raider's great. Raider.
I appreciate it. I've seen him in the chat. I've heard the whispers on the street in the back alleys, and they're like, "There's this guy. He's called
There's this guy. You're not gonna believe his name.
There's this guy."
Raider's great. I got to meet Raider. We hung out.
Oh, that's nice. Well, so what's it like for you when you go to these conventions and like we said that the internet's not the real world. So when you actually meet people from the not real world in the real world, what's that like?
I will say like the first time, I mean, it's still surreal, but the first time that it happened, I was so like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. It's like, that people actually like came out here to support me. And I still feel that way like to this day when I go to these conventions, but yeah, it's definitely humbling. It's great. It's nice. And it's also like amazing because it's like, oh my gosh, like you supported me in the chat like for so long and I finally get to meet you. And this is like so crazy. So it's one of those moments where it feels so surreal and it's also humbling at the same time. And I'm very appreciative. And I just love our community. As I mentioned, it's very, everyone's very supportive and I've never seen anything like that, like on the internet. You know what I mean?
It's amazing the difference in time where it used to be like people went to clubs,
yes,
to hang out, and now we're hanging out online. I know when I talk to my friends or like my friends from the real world or family members, it's kind of weird to talk about the online life because you do think of them, a lot of them as your friends or your community or whatever like that. But it's like, well, I've never met them. And now there are some dangers, you have to be careful with who you interact with because some people are not nice and they're trying to fool you. And so of course that's where some discretion comes in. But like you said, for a majority of it, everybody's been fantastic and it is really cool. And all of a sudden you do meet in real life and it's this is a weird moment because it's like, I know you, but I don't know you. I know you well. We've been online, chatting for 2 years, but now I'm meeting you in person and it's, I don't know. It's a weird feeling to know somebody, but to not really know somebody.
Yeah, it's definitely like it, and I know what you're getting at because it's like they know almost everything about you, like your name, because they watch you. You know? And for to a certain point, some because they say their name and but when it's like someone who's, and I hate saying this word because I never say it right, anonymous. Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
I gotcha.
So it's like it's different because it's like who are you? Like, and I don't mean that in a rude way because it's like what's your name? Like, sorry, like who are you?
Yeah.
But once they say like who they are, then I'm like, oh yeah, I know who you are, like in chat. But it's not like when they come up to me, I could just be like, oh, I know who you are, because obviously I don't, because it's like you need to tell me your username.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't show your face and you're like, I won't know you. But if it's the people who do show their face, like then I recognize you right away.
By the way, Memphis Brown, I see you over on Kick following just a couple of minutes ago. Thank you for the follow. And is that Doug B in the chat? I had the pleasure of meeting a Doug B. He did not look like this, his avatar, when I met him in real life. He was way more attractive than Skull and Bones.
I feel so bad that everyone's calling this a gingerbread. So I'm trying to.
But it's cute.
I'm turning it white now.
But now that's the frosting on top of the gingerbread.
Oh my gosh, it's ruined.
It's not ruined.
I'm ruining it.
It looks like the frosting on a gingerbread cookie. It's
I'm ruining
cute.
It. Let me go back.
I've met both of you in person at MegaCons as discounts. I know, and the problem is that kind of like you're saying, You
I ruined it.
you know people, it's never truly ruined when it's in acrylic. When you know people by their username, that is their name. And then you
Yeah.
find out what their real name is, like, no, it's not. It's not. It's just not, you know. Like when I found out what Fear the Beardo's real name was. And like
Trevor.
it's like it's not. It's Beardo. I don't care. I don't care what your mom.
That is true.
I don't care what your mom says.
That is true because even though I know his name, I've known his name ever since like, you know, he's joined the team. I never ever call him Trevor. It's always Beardo.
I don't know if he would respond to that.
No, he would. And here's the thing though, is that so there's a reason behind it too. By the way, I'm going back to Brown because I felt like I ruined it.
Okay. I understand.
So here's the thing is that so with you know, calling someone by their real name, you feel like you get used to it and you don't want slip ups, you know, just in case.
Yeah, some people would prefer to keep their identity. They're like Batman. They want to keep their identity.
Yeah, and now Beardo's not one of those people who like cares, but that's not the point. It's that there are people in our community, you know, who go by a username, and even though I know their real name, it's like I don't want to slip up. So I'm gonna call you by your username if you go by your username. So
I mean that's why I go by Dreamy Tabitha. I don't really want people to know who I really am. So
but, I mean, you Tabitha. It says it in the name.
It's a joke.
I know.
All right. I can't imagine the awkwardness. I learned Beardo's name today.
Really?
Yeah. And then isn't his real name Dr. Disrespect?
Wow.
He would do, I think he'd do an excellent cosplay of that, to be honest.
It's so weird because Dr. Disrespect doesn't have a beard. And it's like,
that's true.
I don't know how he looks like, I'm not saying this in a way to be mean, but it's like, he looks up to him a lot, obviously. And it's like, how come he like doesn't shave then? Or, you know, because Dr. Disrespect doesn't.
Because he's built an entire community around his facial hair.
That's
so Doug B says these two are the best. We try to be the best at something.
We try.
Obviously it's not teaching finger paint. But,
sorry.
Are we calling each other made up names? Exactly, Galford's dog. It's like that moment with Spider-Man. Oh, we're using our real names or made up names? Yeah.
I'm a failure. No, honestly, so like I didn't go by like my name from the very beginning. Again, I didn't even like show my face in the very beginning. I actually am doing what I'm doing right now, which is I cover my face. Ironically, I kind of got like, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's like, it's not forced, obviously. It's just like, people thought I was a guy, and I obviously wanted to prove them wrong.
They thought you were a guy?
Yeah, they're like, there's no way you're a girl that likes all these nerdy stuff. Like, there's no way you're...
I can't believe that's still a stigma, as many female nerds.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. This was like years ago, like when I started out, like, they were like, you're fake. There's no way. You're probably like a 30-year-old that lives with their parents. I was like, joke's on you. I'm a 20-year-old that lives with my parents. But anyway,
that shot them. Yeah.
This was at the time.
Yeah.
Of course. So then I showed my face.
Yeah, it says Cristo.
Cristo. I'm Cristo. And then they were like, whoa, okay, you're not this like obese guy that lives with their parents
in the basement. Yeah.
I'm like, I know I told you I am a girl that lives with my parents. That's any better, but
people won't listen to me. Hey, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just like how it went. I showed my face, and now it's funny because I'm going back to not wanting to really show my face, and that's just because I don't know. I don't really care to show my face. It's kind of like the whole thing of like when people say like, "Oh, you're a Twitch partner." That's because I never showed cleavage. It's like, because I don't do those things. I don't care to show my face. I don't care. And, I think a lot, that's like where the VTuber came to play too, even though there are some people that make fun of it, but it's so much better for me because at least it's something for people to look at rather than to show my face,
That's true. Yeah. Although, I don't know. Did you catch Drunk 3PO's stream the other day when he tried to have his VTuber?
Yes, I did. I'm the one that helped him out with that, and it was hilarious. So the thing with Jay is
Jay's
like
Asian son was his VTuber.
So the thing with Jay, and I told him this, I was like, dude, like you need to, you can't just like make this VTuber look like you. You have to like make it look animated, like as if you're watching like an anime.
Right.
Like, nah, I want it to look like me. Like, make the eyes smaller. I'm like, but it's a VTuber.
Yeah, it's supposed to be eccentric and
like,
kind of funny.
And I was like, Jay, this is not going to look good. And he was like, I love it. And so
CAAN says it looks like an Asian Elliot Page.
Yes. I'm telling you. It was bad. It was so bad. So
yeah, people are like, we'd rather not see anything.
Yeah, like go back to no CAAN, please.
Yeah,
it was pretty
terrible.
funny. It was pretty funny.
He needs a bear avatar.
Yeah, the thing is like you need to pay for all the bells and whistles. Like what I use is totally free. So if someone were to download this app that I use, they can make my same avatar. Whereas there are some people who, you know, they pay for a custom one, but you're talking like thousands of dollars just to.
Steve Brown said I got married in the same outfit as Jay's VTuber 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Jay's VTuber needs googly eyes.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I would love it if he had Denki's version of himself with the eyes and the Canadian bear. If I knew how to animate, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of cute looking. I would let him have my chibi version of his Canadian bear as a VTuber.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how to animate. I don't know if he would want that or not, but it would be make him a pirate one. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do for him. But again, you have to pay for all that stuff.
I did some research on that because it's fascinating, right? And whenever you're doing, you know, art and everything like that, you tend to expand towards other things. I mean, like I started out with paper and pencil. Now I'm starting to get into digital art. Naturally, I'm starting to drift into animation. And
how do you like do you do something with to make stars like
you want me to teach you how to make
Please.
beautiful stars? Yes. All right. Put it down. Guys, we're going to have a learning moment here. Hey, Holocron Library Fox in the chat. Anyway, so you got to be sparse with it. But what we do is we take our brush.
A big one?
But I'm going to try to clean out as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, let me get a rough.
I'm making snow. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So what the secret to the stars is that you want a variance in size. Okay, so a nice wet brush here. And so you get just a tiny bit.
Wait. Does it work with any brush?
It's better with brushes like this. So what I'm going to show you, my little secret, and then we get this a little bit wet like so. And then. And then you can get the little tiny stars and stuff like that, depending. You don't want to have too much. And then you just.
Like this?
Yeah, you can do that. And then.
Wait. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to dip it?
Just a tiny one, literally just one drop. Run it across the top. And we sprinkle, and you'll get tiny stars. It's better to.
Am I loaded? Oh my gosh.
But there you go. Just be careful because, yeah, it can go over your castle and whatnot.
Well, this thing's already ruined anyways.
It's not ruined. It's cute.
I should have. Oh, wow.
Yes, and you can create little galaxies and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ways to make the stars. Let's get a closer look at that, shall we? See, you guys can see the stars, surely.
And you wish upon
claymation of Jay would be cool. That would be funny. I can't stand claymation only because I have a high respect for it, and it makes my brain hurt to think of how the stop motion. I can't. Krista, you take your thumb, dip it in white paint, and it's just sprinkles on the gingerbread castle. Wait, let me get rid of this. There it is. Oh wait, we need put it back down. We need the grand reveal with the.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not done, but like I'm gonna end it here anyway.
Well, no, you can't. You gotta take the tape off. They want to see it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, hang on.
Let's get it all nice up in there.
Okay.
Yeah, toothbrushes. You can use toothbrushes too, but
hang on.
What do you need? What you need?
A little one. I'm gonna do just
this one.
Oh yeah, I'll use this one. I'll do like just a little more dots. Just a little more.
A lot of times I like to use the back of the paintbrush for that because you get perfect circles. Now, you don't want to do too much like pressure because then you get snowballs. But then as you go, they change that. Actually, I like that. The lightness of your towers makes it look like the snow's collected on there. You basically would just need some snow on the ground, and it would be a beautiful winter castle.
That's true. Maybe I could choose some white. Hang on, it's a winter castle.
Yeah. Sometimes I call Krista. Well, it's a good idea. I mean, like I prefer.
How dare you call me by my name?
I prefer when people refer to me by my name.
How dare you do that?
So just to let everybody know, this is what we were aiming for.
Well,
And this is what we got.
Well,
but that's the thing, is that you're supposed to be creative, and you're supposed to, you know, we don't want to replicate everything. Plus, the other thing is too, you have to remember that this was not created with fingers. This was created with brushes.
yeah, that was our first mistake. But it's weird because, and I think it's because, I don't know if it's because I did it on a canvas or I don't know what. I don't know what I was thinking back then, but I did do it successfully when I was a teenager. I'm gonna have my mom try to find it.
Can't live in the past. Gotta press forward.
I'm gonna see if I can have my mom like find it for me. I know it's in my room somewhere.
I like this one. They look identical. You can't tell. They're the same picture.
I'm making a
like
snow one now.
It's like that meme with not Jill, Pam. Pam on The Office. They're the same. That's what DL's saying.
I've never seen The
They're
Office.
the same. Oh, it's a special kind of humor. It's dry humor. And
should I do snow everywhere or like on the ground?
I wouldn't do snow everywhere. I would do little patches of snow. I would maybe use your finger for
snow
that.
in mountain.
Yeah, that would work too. Artistic representation. They're both great. Thank you. Mine's better.
Oh my gosh.
Mine's just different.
I mean, you did go to college.
I did, but you know what the great thing is? I've never taken a professional painting class in my life.
What?
All my painting is self-taught. I went to college for drawing, paint, photography, and graphic design.
Interesting.
So
I'm really good at the graphic design. I do like the thumbnails for the G. That's another thing I forgot to mention is like as far as like what I do for geeks and gamers, like my hands are dipped everywhere. So is Steph's, honestly. Like oh my gosh, Jeremy relies on us a lot to do like certain things. Yeah, and I do the thumbnails most of the time. There are times where Jeremy's like, it could be better, but
well, you know, they can't please them all. Grader says, do you take requests? What, for singing, for dancing, for music?
I'm gonna assume he means for painting or art.
Depends. You might. We had an idea given to us for a Dan Vasc Renaissance picture, so that might be coming. Just need time. I hear there are piles of snow on all the counters and desks at the Disney offices.
Hey, this is Disney in Paris.
This is Disney on Ice. Yeah. This is Arendelle. Arendelle. Whoops.
Am I supposed to do it like here? I guess.
Jeremy literally can't tie his shoes. He's got Velcro. I mean, I have seen his slip-on sandal thingies, so I know that you can't tie those. But
oh my gosh, my tummy's rumbling on.
Mine is too. We should go to McDonald's after this. Chick-fil-A.
Song?
It's not Sunday, so Krista and Steph are the reason G&G can do what they do. Jeremy just eats Culver's and plays Fortnite. Let's play games. Let's talk games.
So I did recently get an iPad, which I'll be doing my thumbnails better now, and maybe I'll be doing some art on there.
Always room for improvement or experimentation. Where's our heart? Probably because I'm hungry. I'm going to push this to the side because it's in my face. I don't need it. Oh, whoops. Let me remove. Whoops. I'm going to remove that. And we're just going to stare at Kristen's.
Oh, which is not there because I'm like still focused right now.
There we go. Well,
so one thing that I am not good at, which says a lot in this already. So I'm the type of person where it's like when I paint, I need to sketch it out first. So, and you've seen that like in my videos where it's like, I can't paint based off of like, this goes here, that goes here. Like I'm just not that artist. I only do it based off of what's in front of me. I can't just, and I think I've told you this too, where I'm like, I cannot do that. But you know, it didn't turn out that bad.
Well, so I got into, I don't want to say an argument, because you know, when you kind of go back and forth just a little bit on the internet, it can be or it can't be, and it's just whatever. But I got into this short discussion with some ignorant fool on the internet that I made a short about references when creating, whether it's creating your drawings or paintings, anything like that. And that I was learning how to utilize references. And I think I said something about, you know, professionals and whatnot. And somebody came into the comment section, which they're allowed to do, but they basically said that any artist worth their salt doesn't use references. And what a fool, because, and I don't mean that as far as like he's an idiot. It's more of like, what an ignorant comment to make, because every professional artist uses a reference of some kind. Now, yes, do we twist it and turn it into
something
our own vision? Yes, but you know, that's literally the whole reason why the arts and crafts store, you ever seen those little wooden figurines that you can pose their arms?
Yeah,
that
I
is
get those.
That I had one. I couldn't do anything with
No?
it. But everybody has their own way of you know. But anyway, that is your reference doll. That is your reference. You just pose it however you want to. And so I've seen so many professionals online and then met professionals that's like, you have a reference, and that's why it's called a reference. You just refer to it. You're not copying it. You're referring to it. It is the same idea as if you, had your friend pose for you. And it's like, I don't know, like a lot of times people have hard time with hands because they're weird when you're trying to create. And especially,
I don't draw like in real life stuff.
It's
I'm
hard.
not good with that.
It's very challenging. So a lot of times, you know, I would have like a friend or a brother, and it's like, can you do this with your hand or whatever? It's like, hold it there for a second. This is your reference.
Yeah.
You could change things up about it, but it's like, and I did mention that in the comment section, like I commented after, like, actually all professionals use references, and they do sketch out a lot of them. Most every one of them sketch out. I didn't used to. I used to think that I was special when I first started painting and thinking, I will just paint this as I go. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I learned from other professionals was that when you sketch it out, you work faster. There's more time to focus on what you really want to paint versus trying to figure it out as you go. Because you're still going to figure it out as you go. But as you guys saw, I sketched out a very ugly, rough draft of my castle with my pencil, and then I filled it in. Now some of the stuff changed, but it was just a guide, a little reference point. And so is that why a lot of cartoons only have 4 fingers? It very well could be. When I create my chibis, they typically only have 4 fingers.
Which, by the way, another shout out to Dreaming Tabitha. Look at the newest one she did of Death Note.
My Death Note.
Ryuk, Misa, L, Light.
I'm quite proud of that one. It was a huge. So that's a sticker about this big, right?
Yeah.
But I drew it on a sketch pad.
Yeah, she did.
It took hours. Oh my gosh, I need to chronicle how many hours I do. But even your mind's eye is a visual reference. Yes, but a lot of times it's funny because the way I do equivalent to is like your mind's eye is more like AI artwork in the fact that it gets a lot of the details wrong because it's really just an idea. It's more of a blur. A lot of times it's difficult to make the ideas in your head detailed.
Yeah.
And so because you can't just save it on file, it's not like you can zoom in and then zoom back out. You have to specifically focus on each detail. You don't get to see everything all over again. So it's a great starting point. Like I had this idea, I want to create this, this, and this. Well, you need to sketch it out. Otherwise that memory is kind of gone and you lose the details. So that's why people sketch things out. That's why artists have a gazillion sketchbooks, because they're references.
Yeah, I have no choice but to sketch, or else like I'm like, what am I doing? Now there are times where like, so my strongest, like you said, nature's like yours, or right? Is that what you said? Like you can do nature like easily, or skies.
Oh, yeah.
For me, like yes for that, and also animals. I'm good at like drawing like certain animals.
Well, so there's a difference though at being good at something versus what is easy.
Yeah.
So
like, I can't really do humans.
Like individually we have our strengths. Like she said she's good at animals. I'm okay at animals. But I can do trees pretty good. And obviously because I have years of experience with chibis, I'm pretty good at the chibis. But when people are starting out, anybody can paint a sky. When even the people that are like, I can only do stick figures. Stick figure people can do skies too, because it's literally just a bunch of blended colors. Now, how well you blend and how realistic you make it look, that's a whole nother ballpark. But you guys could literally paint the sky. It's blue.
It's blue with some clouds. Yeah, I'm really good with skies too. I will say that. And you know, the Mario paintings were pretty easy, beside from the spider one. That one was a pain in my butt. That took me 6 hours. But
think about the XP you gained from that.
It was loads of fun though. Like, and again, I have to sketch everything out because I'm like, I don't know where everything goes, and What is going on?
Death Note is lit. Says they will be in the Etsy shop. I hope to put it up tomorrow.
Yay.
Tomorrow. They do look good. Says Mongoose. Trust the picture. Says Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, you do have to have like a vision first. Obviously, it all starts up here, and then you kind of form it and
You go do your thing.
Yeah. All my humans are stick figures. Well, the thing is you guys don't understand. It's like stick figures are the basic human construction.
Yeah.
Head, backbone, arms, and legs, and then you build off of that. Yeah. I'll have to create a tutorial. Let's see. Where was it at here? Question: will we be seeing more collaborations with the two of you? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe we could. Over here on Kick says Bammy wins. What? Oh, it's saying stuff that I can't help you with. Sorry. I would highly suggest prayer and maybe talking to your mom.
Someone that
yeah. And if you don't have a mom, you find somebody else's. Well, no, that doesn't. Somebody else's mom. Don't do that.
No. Just find someone that you can trust and open up to.
Yeah.
But yes,
prayer. Jesus is a good person to talk to.
Yes,
because he'll take you just as you are. So,
all right, I'm gonna do the trick thing again. I drew like a couple of.
Oh, it's such a winter scene. I love it. I can't wait for the frame to come off because although the frame kind of looks cool too.
Now I want to go to Disney. I want to go there now.
A magical place on earth.
Used to be.
I remember those commercials, like the little boy was telling his brother about all the magical things at Disney, and they were packing, the suitcase and sitting on it. No, oh man, that was good. Jesus is Beardo's only 10 out of 10. That's what I
told him. He's took that from me, by the way.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he took that from me because I was like, I don't think this thing is working. I think I made it too wet.
Yeah, if it's too wet, it doesn't really flick there.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I told him that because he stumbled. He was kind of like in a pickle when I said that. He was like, nothing is a perfect 10 out of 10. I'm like, Jesus? He's like,
You can stump anybody with Jesus.
Yeah. It ain't working. I'm doing it wrong.
I have it better if I do it this way. Some people do it that way, but I find it better like that.
I'm doing it wrong.
There is another method, but I'm scared to. Yeah, I know.
That happened.
The echo is a little bit there. Don't worry. It's gonna go away. Don't mess with it too much. It's just a giant snowflake.
I messed up. It's okay. I have the same brown. I'll just cover it.
Oh wait, let me get rid of this. I forgot you could be seeing what you're creating.
Sorry, I'm literally done here. Like, where was that brown I used? Was it this one?
Well, I tell you what, because I don't want Krista to rush or whatnot.
Well, no, I know. We gotta eat. I'm hungry.
We do gotta eat, but I suggest that you check out Twitter or Instagram or whatever that possibly she will post the finished result of her painting because we don't want to rush.
No, it's okay. It's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. Okay, I'm ready to unveil.
Time for the good stuff. We want to see all of it. Sorry, like the grand fanfare.
Am I supposed to go fast or
no? I was like the way that Disney used to do the intros. CAAN Man's like 15 minutes ago, Krista, I'm done. Now I'm done.
I made it snowy, so I have to change it.
Yeah, we changed it up. What's for supper?
It's a gingerbread.
Chicken nuggets.
Probably. Oh no. This happened to you too, huh? Where it's like
what?
A little bit gets on the it's ripping apart.
Yeah, that happens. Sometimes you can wet it. Yeah. I feel like the tearing adds a little endearing.
Oh, well, there goes half of it.
There goes the snow. You can't really tell. Actually, it adds a 3-dimensional. Oh,
pretty.
There it is, guys.
There is it.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here. Let's hold up our feet. Wait, mine's upside down. Mine's in distress.
Oh, okay. So this is the Disney World castle, and this is the Disneyland gingerbread house.
But see, look how good it is when it's on camera and further away. Like all of a sudden, it's.
Then you get closer, and there's like some detail.
Yes, exactly. Very different from what we planned. And again,
Very, I know.
This was our reference, guys. What do you think? How it started? How it went.
I like it though. Like, they turned out great.
I love the idea of turning it into a gingerbread Disney castle.
I just went with the flow. Again, I'm used to the whole like sketching it out first, but we started with, you know, finger painting, and this is the result of it.
And then it was mixed.
And I also want to say that I don't finger paint all the time. I just did it once, and Tabitha was like, "We got to do a stream where you teach me." I'm like, "Okay."
I don't think the conversation went like that. In my mind, it didn't go like that. But
How did it go then?
you need to leave.
Oh
no. But thank you everybody for hanging out. Be sure to hit the like button. Everybody's saying well done. They're saying great castles, very cool. Keenan says, yay, you did it. Yeah, I hope so. She was the teacher. If you did.
50. Did you reach 2K yet?
I haven't even kept
Where are we at? Well, where are we now?
I don't know. I have to do this. My internet's working properly. Here, let's have a look. So close.
Oh,
so close.
Can you check on the back end? Like, is there a way to like check it? Guys, subscribe.
Ooh,
oh my God.
Far away.
Far away. Come on, guys. If you haven't subscribed to Dreaming Tabitha. 4 subs away from 2K. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. So Elsa Bear says subscribe. We do art here on the channel. Well, I say I do, but sometimes I bring guests on and have a good time. But anyway, I appreciate all the love over here, Kick, and on Twitch. And you will catch
Did you hit
me.
it yet? Did you hit it yet?
I don't know.
You gotta keep checking.
Oh,
Refresh.
is that what I do? Refresh. No,
Not
I
yet?
haven't.
Oh.
See, look, that's embarrassing.
We'll get her there.
I appreciate it because I'm in the running with the capable gentleman. I was trying to get to 2K before he did. That didn't happen. So I told him, I said, I'm going to get to 3K before you do. So he's like, it's on. So
where's Jamie at?
I don't know.
Oh.
So Wiley Dave said only 4. Anyway.
Thank you all so much. Don't forget with the stickers. Where can they get them again?
On Etsy, description box down below. But the stickers will be released tomorrow, so you can always follow the shop. But there are a bunch of other amazing things that you can check out. All my little friends are over there as well. But until next time, guys.
Bye, everybody.
If I was watching this video, I would like it. I would like the video, and I would probably subscribe because this is so thoroughly entertaining